the unicorn DM.
Aw. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, the channel is live. Hello. Whoop. Hang on. I'm got my windows in the wrong places. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Text messages that I don't need right now. All right. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yay!
We were talking about sandwiches, but now we're going to continue looting the Durgar Fortress. I'm Christiana Ellis, the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Jason Banks as Rowan Gregor.
Hi, I'm the sandwich guy.
Paul Wimmer as Ale.
Ale loves sandwiches.
David Archambault as Wilfred Cole.
Sandwiches are good.
Lee Burdett as Iggy.
Actually need the bread on top, or can you just go open face?
Nobilis as Marcher Northwind.
Just making kissy noises, that's all.
And Spence as Smaragd Nachtmere.
What is a sandwich?
Don't get a
No,
lot
really,
of
I don't know. We do not have bread in the Shadowfell.
Everything tastes of smoke and ash.
It is. It's disgusting. Don't go there. I don't recommend it.
We'll find a bakery somewhere and introduce you to the wonderful smell.
Yeah. All right, so who wants to recap last week's adventure on So Many Levels, Rime of the Frostmaiden?
We slaughtered whole bunches of Durgar.
And an Umber Hulk.
And
Rowan's scared of shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shapeshifter.
Rowan
Yeah.
was the odd man out, wanted to kill the doppelganger we discovered rather than let him go. We found the exit from the fortress to the Underdark, and
Grandalfa Musgart, the ally faction of the Durgar, didn't seem terribly broken up that most of her people were killed, as long as she got away. So
yeah. So now the aside from a couple of Guardian type things, we've got the place to ourselves.
Yeah.
Which means it's time to loot.
Briefly, let me just summarize that.
I'm sorry.
What remains are the giant lizards that are in pens that right now can't do anything, but, you guys it's up to you to decide how you want to handle them. You doubt that they would be docile if you were to release them, and yet right now they're just locked in pens with no one else to let them out. So up to you guys how you want to handle that. But we're actually, the other challenge right now is towards the end of the last session, I kind of railroaded a little bit that you walked across the hallway and opened a door and saw some monsters, and we were going to roll initiative right away. But I will allow you the opportunity to rewind that a little bit if you like, or we could just roll initiative.
Let's go with it.
Let's fight.
All right. So you guys are actually not all like there together right in the same spot, but you had been looking around. You had poked through all the different parts of this fortress, looking for the treasure room until you found, through this set of double doors right here, a room, which I will now describe for you. There we go. Helps if I have the descriptions open for the reading of details to you. Alright, so as you open those doors, two featureless stone pillars support the vaulted ceiling of this unlit chamber. East of the pillars, a Duragar encased in an exoskeletal construct stands before a lowered iron portcullis. A similar creature stands in an alcove to the north, its squeaky pincers clenching and unclenching in nervous anticipation. A stone lever juts out of the back wall of an alcove to the south. And as you open the door, those two things say nothing. They don't say anything because they're like Robo Duragar, and but they are going to come and start trying to attack you. So let's do the thing.
Okay.
Everyone, do you still see yourselves on the tracker? If so, please roll initiative. Otherwise, I'll sometimes I have to reset you in the turn tracker.
I'm there.
I'm there.
All right. Okay.
Oh,
Actually, the initiative I rolled, it's the same that's already in there, so didn't need to
well.
change.
What do you know? Okay, let's get ready for rumbling.
Let's get dinged.
So,
Did
Alex-
everybody get their? Let's see. Actually, let me re-roll for Keothi. Did everyone else get their good
Right.
deal?
I mean, we can just let Keothi go in and handle things. It's fine.
Oh,
Hey.
oh,
no.
I mean, she's gonna help, but
Her kill count is massive.
Yeah, I have to refresh the page a couple times because I can't see anything.
oh no.
I had to move my icon to get the lighting to work.
Okay.
and you may need to like zoom out and
Yeah.
find where we are because it defaults to the upper left.
Well,
Yeah, and we're in the lower right.
and I mean, not everybody's in the same place right now. So, all right. Keothi actually gets first initiative, but she was a little ways back. Well, okay. First of all, let's have you move just a little bit. Who was it that actually opened the door? Because probably we want to have someone actually up by the door.
I thought it was Iggy.
No, I'm down.
Iggy and
down
Ale are down
with the
exploring
lizard.
the lizards. Yeah.
Iggy and Ellie were checking out the lizards.
Might have been me.
Okay.
I'll do it.
For once, this
Alright.
is not Iggy's fault.
All right. So I think as there's word of the clanking coming in, Keothi is up first, but she is far away, so she's going to start moving in that direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so she's going to dash to here, but not go past you into the room by herself. But she is ready to make sure that those things can't get further out to everybody else yet. But Ale, you probably are down there by the lizards and wouldn't necessarily have even heard anything yet. Well, let's also put on some music.
Yep. So I in the distance I hear clanging and that things are going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, so let me go. So I will start running towards there as I pass. I'll say, for once you didn't start the trouble, and I'll just run past her and them
Them.
and head towards the fight. 5, 10,
Alright.
15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So yeah, I'm just running. Actually,
All right.
Actually, it's more efficient to go here. Yep. So that's just a double move. That's my action.
Okay. So it is now the Duragar Hammerer's turn. One of them is going to tromp up and attack Rowan. And then the other one, hang on, these things have a slow speed. So the other one is going to use its dash to get up to the front, but it can't attack this turn because it had to dash to get there. But so, Rowan, you're getting a claw and a hammer. Claw, 23. That's going to do 10 bludgeoning damage. And then a hammer, 19.
Shield.
Okay. Did you not use it for the 23? Is that too?
No, it wouldn't have helped.
All right. but you do use it for the 19, and so that is blocked. Okay. All right. So yeah, you've seen these things before, but these dead, emotionless, faces of the Durgar embedded in these robotic suits seem to be programmed for fighting off intruders. Mara, I think you've just heard like someone saying, like Rowan saying, "Hey, let's see what's in this door," and then Keothi runs off and what's going on?
Yeah, so I will move my full movement to here. And so now I can see what's going on. And I will do what I do the best, which is say moon prism power and send forth my sacred flame.
All right.
I rolled damage. I didn't let them do the thing first. Sorry.
That's okay. Well, so they make the that's fine. So which one are you attacking?
I'm attacking the one that is in front of Marcher. Rowan. I
Okay.
did too.
Twins.
All right. Well, it got a 0 on its dexterity save, so your damage is appropriate.
Did it even show on here? It did not.
No.
Okay, so no problem. Let's do that.
All right.
that go
11.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
All right. As the sacred flame shoots. Well, what does it look like when you use your sacred flame? You did
So
your
when I
moon
use-
prism power.
Moon prism power, and I kind of like throw out my hand, and it is this green sparkly fire that comes out and smacks him in the eyeball.
All right. Nice work, Wilfred.
Well, everybody's in the way.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe squeeze past Rowan up to here.
I don't know if you could. I think
now.
you might need to. I would allow you to get past Rowan, but you can't get past the thing around the corner that way. So, like, if you were to, move past Rowan and I'm sorry, I don't think you can do that. It's just like it's not.
Yeah.
How
There's
about
not
ready
room.
in action to take Rowan's place if he disengages?
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I'm
would allow
going to
that.
be moving back because I can't shoot things up close.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'll allow that because, like, it's one thing for the mechanics. It's another thing to say it makes perfect sense in fiction, right? That you're basically like you tap him on the shoulder and says, let me get in there. And so
Mind if I cut in?
yeah, so when he moves, you can move in and do like one attack, right? Like because
Okay.
it's reaction that you're holding. But I'll allow that for sure. Okay. Iggy, Owly just ran past you.
Yeah, and
I explained.
He said something about me not starting the fire this time.
Yeah.
So I am also going to dash. I can get to there. Whoops. Let me. I'll use Piccolo as a placeholder.
All right. Rowan, it is now your turn.
So, I will back up.
Are you disengaging?
They have to. Their attacks of opportunity against me are at disadvantage because of my cool ranger thing.
Ooh. That's right. Okay, so rolling at disadvantage. 10. It takes a swipe at you with its claw, but it misses because you use your I don't remember what the feature's called, but
Escape the horde.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
There you go. And then technically, both of them get to their opportunity attacks, but it's both gonna be. That's a 13 for the other one. So, okay. So, I assume a 13 still doesn't hit you, but now Wilfred can come in and make one attack.
And I got a natural 20.
Nice.
Nice.
And that's for 18 damage.
Wow. There you go.
I need your crits.
Don't we all?
Everybody needs
Yeah.
his crits.
Yeah, so you, this one's not completely down, but it's very bad. You managed to crunch up the armor that kind of is fitted around its head, and its head is kind of like forced into a crooked angle by the bent of armor now. It's starting to malfunction.
Good.
That's the line from this week's Flint Falcon, where it's like, don't engage him. He's just going to do that weird tilted head thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to shoot these two now.
Yeah. Marcher. You're
Oh,
up.
I got to shoot them first.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Oh, man. Got one for the first one. The one that Wolford hit.
Mhm.
Boo.
Yeah, 12 unfortunately is not going to do it.
Ugh.
No.
Doesn't love me.
No.
I wasn't even with sharpshooter. That was just normal.
Well, these are heavily armored things, and so yeah, they're not easy to hit.
Looks like their center of mass is really heavily armored. Go for the head.
Oh, I don't want to do that. It makes me angry.
All right, Marcher.
All right, I am going to use a quickened true strike
Okay.
and shoot at the vulnerable spot of the northern of the two
Great.
with. You know what? I'm going to use third level freezing spears.
Okay, so this is you're counteracting what would be disadvantage with the.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so the first one is the only one that gets the true strike,
Okay.
but.
Right. Yeah. So if you're aiming for the Duragar parts rather than the robot parts, that's
Yeah.
would normally be disadvantage. So you're canceling that.
Right, and I'm going to get 4 shots.
Okay.
So the first one is is regular.
All right.
That's a 7.
A 7's not gonna hit.
Second one is an 8. Third one is an 8.
Oh
Fourth
no!
one is a 17.
A 17 does hit. Yeah. Okay.
Finally.
Yes. Just barely though.
10 points of damage.
Yeah. You send a freezing spear through that thing's forehead, and it collapses backwards. All right. Keothi's turn. She is going to use her great axe. I think she's going to go ahead and try to. She saw how well that worked. She's going to try her to hit its head as well. So at disadvantage, that's a natural 1 for that first one. I think what happens there is that she goes for the head, but it shifts just enough that her axe resonates, like the handle hits hard against a shoulder and actually like vibrates out of her hand, and so she drops it.
Like when Donatello tried to hit Tolka with his bow, and he just rattled away.
Sure. I'll take your word for that one.
The references today. It's fun.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, but so she is able to recover her axe, but not that costs the rest of her action. I think what she is going to do though is she's going to back off, risking its opportunity attack to just make room for others to to get in there and attack it. It does hit for 9 bludgeoning damage, but she's
Wouldn't
still.
it have already used its reaction?
This is
the
a new round.
opportunity
We
attack?
just started a new round.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Although,
Oh, it gets its reactions back on its turn.
yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It wouldn't have it back then. Yes, you're right. Good call. Okay. So, Ale, your turn.
Continuing to run towards the adventure. 5, 10, 15,
You're missing
20,
out, Ale!
30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I'm here and I'm here in the dash, and that's
Yeah.
the end of my turn.
All right. Okay, so that makes it the hammerer's turn. This one is gonna. You're on the front lines there, Wilfred. So
Yep.
you're getting. It's got its big claw hand that it swings at you for a 17,
Nope.
and then it's got its big hammer hand that it swings at you for a 16.
Nope.
You're batting the attacks away with your shield. Well done, Mara.
So I will same thing I always do, I guess.
All right.
Sacred Flame.
Sure. Dex
Yes.
gets a 13.
Haha! It still takes the damage.
Aha!
It's a whole 7 points, but who cares? It's damage.
7 is better than 0
Yes.
against an enemy.
Yeah. All right, Wilfred.
Okay. Now, since I'm right up in its face, I can take my full attack, and I'm gonna go ahead and go for this disadvantage. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, that's probably not gonna hit. Let's see. Yep, 10 doesn't hit, I'm sure.
Nope.
Um, 14 doesn't,
Mm-mm.
and I'm gonna use action surge to get another 2.
All right.
Oh.
Nice!
Another natural 19.
All right.
Or
Rolled it twice!
Okay. So a 19 is it disadvantaged though?
yeah,
He
got
rolled
2
it
natural 19s
twice.
in a row
Nice.
for disadvantage. So
Nice.
that's a 16.
Oh,
damage.
is this happening in the D&D Beyond log? I don't have
Yes.
that up. Okay, that's great. Let me pull that up so I can see that too. All right, so roll your damage, and because you are attacking the Durgar parts, add an extra D10 into what that attack does, and that crits as well. So, 10 plus 1d10
Wow.
for that.
Wilfred says he's not gonna let Keothi show him up.
So I rolled a 6 on the d10, so that would be another 10.
Well, yeah, so like the extra for hitting it that way is going to be 16 then, and then that's
Yeah.
on top of your normal crit attack.
So 32 on that one hit.
Nice. How do you want to finish this thing off with your amazing headshot here?
Hi. So my previous 2 swings were kind of didn't hit. They just kind of aligned it,
Mm-hmm.
and then third one just head into jelly.
Yeah. Just crush that head like an eggshell into the socket in the armor, and it just clank.
Smash flat.
Yeah. All right. Well done. We are no longer in initiative. As a reminder, you are now in this room. There's these 2 pillars. There is a lever on the wall, the south wall that is currently down. And the portcullis with, facing into the larger room. And let's chill out the battle music a little bit.
Hi.
I missed the battle.
It wasn't
It's alright.
great.
He saw some really cool lizards. There's like 6 of those things, guys.
Now, right here, are these is this the portcullis Then I'm in front of her, or is these just the pillars?
No, so those are just the pillars. So these little round circles are the, well, actually, I think based on the line of sight, you guys might not see the circles. You might just see black, or black. You're seeing through little, it's kind of a weird,
It's got little slits. So are those just
yeah,
columns?
let me move the, like, one of those just to make it a little more obvious, what's happening there. Yeah, so I'm moving the dynamic lighting things that.
Okay, so that there's portcullises on the other side.
Well, yeah, so basically what you are looking at now that you've moved a little bit further into the room. So there is, you're up against a portcullis that blocks your entry into a larger room that has a whole bunch of other alcoves. And although the map is currently showing portcullises in there, those are not down currently. The one that is blocking your entrance into that room is down, but beyond that, you see a big room with 8 alcoves, and in each alcove is a large, fancy-looking treasure chest.
I'll go over to the lever and pull the lever.
Oh, okay. Wilfred was going to say, it's like, maybe we should inspect it first.
Well, what I was at, so I'm going to suggest that we do go ahead and do this because it's fun. That when you pull that lever, what happens is that you are all startled that behind you, remember that hallway that had those weird little metal boxes along the side?
Yeah.
Those suddenly like vibrate up, and then there's these electrical lightning bolts zooming back and forth across the hallway in that spot.
Glad nobody waited back there.
Yeah.
Does anything happen to the portcullis?
No. But the other thing is that now that some of you are right up by the portcullis, you see that on one of the walls next to it, here, let me see what it actually, how it describes it here. There is like a hand-sized plate on one wall, that there is a 1-foot square Charlatan plaque with an oversized hand-shaped indentation on its face. And that's right on the wall right next to the portcullis.
Oh boy.
Yeah. You might want to flip that switch again.
I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna take a piece of cloth, or like I would use for like rag that I would use to make a torch, and I want to touch the Charlatan plaque.
Like through the cloth, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't feel anything, like you don't sense anything. The cloth is blocking the Charlatan from you, but it also does not open the portcullis.
And the
Also got-
creatures that we just killed, they don't have hands, right? They have
Correct.
a hammer for a hand and
And a
something
claw,
else.
yeah.
And a claw.
Okay.
Do we
Anybody
need to
wanna
get
go-
a Durgar body?
Yeah, there's a couple Durgar bodies up here.
Oh,
Anybody
yeah.
want to go cut off a hand?
Not particularly.
I'll just go
Um,
pick up on the bodies.
One of the things that you notice just looking at it, though, is, as mentioned, the indentation is bigger than a Duragar's hand.
Yeah, they would probably be in their enlarged form, I would think,
Could be.
to do that. Unless Keothi Marcher, you're larger. Would your hands fit here?
Oh,
Yeah, Marger, come touch this.
all right.
I'll get out of the way.
Someone can make an investigation check, also, if you like.
I'll give it a shot. Somebody want to help me?
Yeah, I'll help you.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll help her.
We're all
do it.
helping you.
Oof.
Well, that first one's not going to do it. That's a 5. And an 11. You know what? I'll give it to you because it's not really that important anyway. You suspect, based on the sizing of it, that a regular sized Durgar, too small. Enlarged Durgar, too big. What it might be is a regular sized Durgar wearing some kind of gauntlet.
Did we find any gauntlets in the
There was some plate armor upstairs in the training room.
Yeah, that we were told not to mess with because I'll bet that they animate and attack if you if you mess with them.
What about one of the
Hey.
Durgar leaders? Didn't we kill one of those?
All right, let me go shut off this electric thing first, and I'll go and hit that lever again.
Yeah.
Hey, Wilford, do you wear full plate?
No, mine's just chain. I have gloves, just regular gloves.
Ale?
No, I don't wear full plate either.
And I wear
I
chainmail.
theoretically could if I had a set, but I don't have a set.
Does flipping the switch turn off the hallway thing?
Yeah, when you lower the lever again, the trapped hallway turns back off.
I remember I did shoot someone riding one of those lizards. Do I happen to recall if that person was wearing...
I mean, you could go back and find that person, but they're not wearing like a gauntlet of the type that would fit this thing.
All right.
I mean, Keothi says, I never saw the leader of this place, but the other Durgar said he left.
So yeah, I mean, evidently he went mad or something, or got exiled or something like that, and took off into the snow. Maybe
Yeah,
we
we
need to
checked-
track him down.
We checked his bed chambers and was poisoned for our efforts, but there was no gauntlets in there.
All right. How about if I try Mage Hand?
Can you enlarge Mage Hand enough, maybe?
I
I would
Shot.
assume so.
I don't. I know we're kind of. It may be a pressure thing. I mean, let's try and see.
Yeah.
So you try with the mage hand?
Yep.
Nothing.
Okay.
I do need the gauntlet.
Well, you suspect that it is designed to be opened with the gauntlet, but I think Ale and Wilfred, maybe the two of you kind of look at each other and look at that portcullis and realize, like, well,
Well, maybe we
I
can just
mean,
lift it.
well,
Maybe-
there's, you might, it's worth a shot if you don't have the key, essentially.
Yeah. Alan, let's try and muscle this open.
a brute force approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are stronger than me.
Yeah. All right. So this is an athletics check that one of you can make with advantage if you're both working on it.
What's your bonus, Wilfred?
6.
Mine is 7, so I think you should give me the
Okay.
the help because I have the better shot at this. All right, big bucks, no Emmys. Stop. So that's a 17.
Well, is that with
Seven.
advantage?
Oh no, I didn't write. I didn't do the advantage. Oh, let me try it again. No, it didn't. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
just
So you guys get it like a fraction of an inch up before it just like it pulls itself back out of your hands. Like, but you feel like this is like it could be moved. It's not like magically cemented in place or anything, but that it's heavier than that attempt.
Keothi, help me with move one of these hammerer things, and we'll shove it underneath it when they get it open, so it doesn't slam back down.
Aha! That's a good idea. Yeah, she will help with that, and so
We're just gonna have it ready to shove underneath, like either sitting or just leaning against the wall, so that when it comes down, there's something supporting it.
Right. So basically, what I'm going to allow is essentially repeated checks, as long as you guys can kind of come up with something that you're doing slightly different to justify it. So you can once again make this this advantage check with the goal being your tool assisted.
okay. Let's come on. Don't screw it up.
Okay.
That's a 26.
A 26 gets it done. You get it up just a little bit, and then by shoving the claw from one of these hammerers under it, you're able to prevent it from sitting all the way back in, and then you're able to just kind of gradually get it up just a little bit more, and then prop it up higher and higher until eventually you feel like there's sort of a clank as you pull it up, and then it's easy to go up the rest of the way. But as soon as you feel that tension release and it slides up, portcullises go down over all of the other alcoves.
Well, we made some progress.
Yeah. So yeah. So you are now free to enter the treasure room, but all of these other alcoves are now blocked.
I'd like to make another investigation check to see if maybe there's something to open up these doors.
Okay, well, so you look around. This unlit room contains 4 alcoves on the north wall and 4 on the south wall. Inside each alcove is an iron chest, but the iron portcullis comes down from the ceiling in each of those places. So, yeah. So basically, you don't see anything else here. There's not any other mechanisms or any other plates here. I think you would probably come to the conclusion that, it's, this isn't a second layer of security that's designed to, to thwart anyone who circumvents the first layer. But at the same time, these look like the same kind of portcullises, so theoretically, they could also be.
So what if we close the original portcullis? A couple of us stay in here, move all of the chests to the middle, then we open it again, and everybody can be inside.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
No, we could try that. We could put the guys with the ability to lift heavy things on the outside.
Well, I don't think it matters that much, but
Yeah, we can lift it on either side just as easily.
Yeah, that's fun. Matter of fact, speaking of, I'm gonna pull out the piece of paper or parchment that I found that had all those numbers on it.
Yeah, because sure enough, as you look through the portcullises, each of these chests does have a combination lock on it.
Uh-huh.
well, that will make things easier.
Yeah.
Well,
So the adventure does not say. Well, sorry, I don't mean to move you, Marcher. I was thinking I was moving Keothi. It does not say that your plan would not work, so I'm going to rule that it does work. If you go in there and you close that main portcullis again, I will say the others do reopen.
Okay.
Nice.
So we
and
move.
I was going to say, if nothing else, we could, we as Mei-chan could, or Iggy as Mei-chan could, do the combination lock just to see what's in the chest.
Oh, yeah, you definitely could do that. You could do that before you... Well, but then again, I mean, if all the portcullises are open, I mean...
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
I think he was thinking if they were booby traps.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Mei-chan
point.
would let us keep our distance.
That's true. Yeah, okay.
And
So...
that guy was kind of paranoid and crazy. He did have a poisonous bed.
It's true. He did. All right, so I'll just go ahead and say then that if with this whole with the approach of the main portcullis being down again, I'll just say that all the other ones open. Oops. Hang on, let me. Sorry, I'm trying to move these all at once, and it's all right. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't show the treasure chests or anything, so I'm kind of wasting time. But so basically, you guys are free to investigate these chests and try to open them if you like. Tell me which order that you're doing that in and where you guys are all standing when you do that, because you never know.
Yeah,
Right?
actually,
Since Iggy does have Mage Hand, I'm gonna stand by the portcullis and be like, "Hey, Iggy, there's the number this is the first number. So let's try this one on the left."
All right, so this one up here.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so I'll cast Mage Hand again and put in the combination that. Is there any kind of identifying feature on the chest that would kind of indicate which number goes with which chest?
No. I don't remember. Hang on. Let me see. Remember what was on that. I feel like the paper does not. It has the numbers in kind of a, like, it's got them in like 4 in the top row and 4 on the bottom row, and so you might assume that they correlate to which position the chest is in, but that's an assumption.
Okay. So I'll just, as an experiment, start with the one that, if we turned it the right way and I can read it, then it would correspond to this one.
Yep.
And input that number.
All right. You use your mage hand to input that combination, and the lock clicks open.
Yay! What is inside? Does anything else happen? Just
it does not automatically, like the top of the lid doesn't open, but you could open it with the mage hand.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and open it with mage hand.
All right. It contains a dozen stoppered gourds. That, as you look at them, they seem clearly designed to hold liquid of some kind. Okay. But you would have to open it and maybe see what's inside.
Okay.
So
liquor stash. So liquor stash in the first one. All right, Rowan. Let's go over to this one and see if we can figure out what's going on up here.
All right. Sorry, if you want to just do them,
Yeah.
you're going to just do them 1, 2, 3, 4 in order?
Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4 across the top in order.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll just take the paper from you.
Yeah, you
And you guys can.
Sure.
And I'll input the combination and then with mage hand, and then open the lid and then move to the next one.
Okay. The next one on the top row holds a golden mask shaped like the visage of a male drow. And you would guess that mask is worth about 750 gold, and it's sitting
find a buyer.
And it's sitting on top of a bed of gold pieces that you would guess is about 350 gold pieces, approximately.
Holy carp.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because you guys can tell by looking how many gold pieces.
Adventure.
We all have that
Special
analytical eye.
Yes.
Okay.
Is anyone keeping track of this, or
I'm
should
writing
I
it
start?
down. So
Okay.
a dozen. So it was a dozen stopped gourds.
Correct. You don't know yet what's inside.
And
Yeah.
a mask for 750 gold pieces.
Yeah, it's a golden mask shaped like a drow's face. And then on top of 350 gold coins. And then the next chest, chest 3, contains a silver chalice. I'm going to turn this music down just a little bit. It's just getting intense on me there. All right, the third chest contains a silver chalice shaped in the likeness of a spider and inlaid with 8 obsidian eyes. And you think that's probably worth about 250 gold. And then the fourth chest on...
You said 250?
Yes. The fourth...
We're in the money.
Yeah, well, you raid a Duragard, fortress's treasure room, you get treasure.
Yes.
The fourth chest holds a bundled up gray spider silk robe sewn with dark mantle eyes. But as you sort of pick it up and look at it, you realize that it wrapped inside it is a wand of some kind.
Ooh.
Oh, I think the sorcerer might like that.
Yeah, the wand is black with sort of an ornate, sort of spider-themed silver tip holding like an amethyst gemstone at the end.
I think you're going to get some work on that identify spell, Wilford.
Oh yeah, I think Wilfred right now is gathering the gourds and basically preparing to run identify.
Okay.
Mass identify.
Sure.
Actually, I think he's first going to do detect magic.
Okay. Are you doing that now, or are you waiting to do all the chests first?
I think he's starting the ritual for.
Okay.
Detect
You're letting
magic.
them open the chests while you work on that ritual. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the 4 chests on the top row. What order are you doing the bottom row in?
I think I will start on this one and then work my way
Sure.
to the right from there.
Okay. So the chest number 5 right there contains another folded up spider silk cloak. That as you just sort of hold it, the properties of the fabric just seem a little bit like it's almost a little bit too smooth and slick. You suspect that is probably magical, and it's also the only thing in the chest. So
Okay.
it seems like just a regular silk cloak would probably not merit that.
Okay.
All right, and then the next chest over holds an amber headdress set with 3 large purple pearls. And you think that is worth 2,500 gold pieces.
We might have to go to
But I
Neverwinter to
kinda
sell all
want
this,
it.
but yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
look, dude, I want that spider silk robe. Like, wow.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so here's a question, too, just for the mental picture of how we're doing this. So Iggy is using the mage hand to open them as you stand back, presumably, right? But
Yeah.
then
Right.
once the chest is open and nothing obvious happens, who's actually going in there to, like, look at the stuff and take it out and all of that sort of thing?
I'll do it. I've got
Okay.
a lot of hit points.
All right, okay.
The ranger.
There's absolutely no reason that I asked the question at this chest.
I got a fancy necklace that makes me healthier.
Yeah. Okay, so you open this chest, and as you're all standing back, it appears to have a statuette of some kind in it.
Oh, God.
It does not look like it's made of chatelaine, but as Rowan goes in to inspect it closer, it appears to be a statuette of a 2-headed sort of monstrous-looking thing. And as you are looking at it, you suddenly find yourself lost in its eyes, and I need you to make a charisma saving throw for me, please.
Oh, I'm not good at those.
Oh no.
I'm not good at those at all. Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay, so let's. This is exciting. Go ahead and roll a percentile dice for me.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, roll the percentile dice and then an additional d10.
So that's 29,
And a
Okay.
5.
All right.
34.
Rowan was rolling it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just reading it off for you since you were. looking at
Oh, okay.
things.
Yeah. No. So, thank you. But so the percent. I'm looking at a table. So,
Gotcha.
what happens is that I'll just narrate it for everybody else. Is that Rowan is going over to look at it, and he's saying, "Oh, it looks like it's some kind of statue." And then he kind of just starts staring into its eyes, and then basically screams, like drops to his knees. He's got his hands on his face, and he is like alternately screaming, laughing, and weeping. Like he can't, like all of those 3 things are warring for control, and he is just like.
I'm gonna run over and close the chest.
I'm going to use Mage Hand to make sure the statuette gets back into the chest.
Well, yeah, the statuette didn't move because that happened before he even touched it.
I feel like it's on like a little pedestal of some kind.
Actually, let me use Mage Hand to get that chest closed.
Okay.
That way you don't have to risk looking at it.
All
Can
right.
I see anything else in the chest before that?
Well, no. So basically, what is happening right now for Rowan? Rowan, you looked in this thing's eyes, and then suddenly you feel in your mind as though a desire for violence and chaos and destruction to destroy everything you have ever seen or known, and to have enormous fun doing it, is now trying to force its way into your world through your body.
Sometimes, Master Wayne, they just want to see the world burn.
do I recognize this look in his eye?
It is not a look. He is literally rolling around on the ground,
literally-
screaming and crying. Yeah, this is not like a look in his eye. This is like he is.
Imagine if someone had like a seizure, but it was like a angry murder laugh seizure.
All right.
Or better yet, think of the Joker.
Yeah.
I really should have taken Dispel Magic instead of Counterspell.
Yeah,
And I'm all out of third level spells.
yeah, he does not look okay. I mean,
I'm go-
like
I'm- I-
you're sort of,
I-
if you can try to, you're trying to like check him. You don't see like there's nothing physically apparently happening to him other than like he is completely lost in some sort of vision producing this reaction.
Although I, the player, know it won't work. Ali's reaction is to try to lay on hands on him to try to cure this disease, and we'll spend 5 points trying to do so. Although the player's pretty sure that won't work. That's what Ali's first reaction is.
Right.
It's some sort of weird disease, and this might be able to cure him. That's what he's going to do.
I don't. Hang on. I want to. Can you read to me what the lay on hands feature says? Like what exactly does
You
it
can,
say?
as an action, you can touch a creature to restore any number of hit points remaining full, or 5 hit points, either cure a disease to neutralize a poison affecting the creature.
Okay, yeah, it's
So-
not any of that. But what I will say that happens when you go to touch him is you can immediately feel that your lay on hands is not going to do it, but you feel like something that I don't think you've ever felt before, which is that what it reminds you most of is someone who is struggling with a fever, but in this case, the fever is evil.
Oh,
Okay.
crap. So he's almost like infected with evil.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go over and cast Intellect
I don't know if I-
Fortress on Rowan and
Okay.
myself.
All right.
And then I'm going to use telepathy to see if I can find out what's going on in his head.
Let's see. I'm just looking at this spell real quick. Okay. I think as you cast that, and you're making contact with, Rowan telepathically, I think you sort of manage to get just a glimpse of the madness that is currently running rampant through his mind, and I'll allow Rowan, you just briefly in all of this, you feel just the tiniest hint of someone calling out to you, and you can make the attempt to make the saving throw again.
Rowan.
And what does Intellect Fortress do, Iggy?
Intellect Fortress gives you advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws.
So in this case, you're not rolling this new one with advantage. The advantage is giving you the opportunity to roll a second time.
I'm terrible at these. Crit. Good crit.
Oh,
Okay, no, worse.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think Iggy, you get a sense of what it is that he's experiencing, and it seems awful. But you also find yourself forced out by it, and so you are unable to maintain connection with him.
Okay.
So seeing Iggy like take a step back, can I try to do my Twilight Sanctuary?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
so do you have another use of it?
I do. I have one
Okay.
more.
All right.
So I cast Twilight Sanctuary, and I go over to Rowan, and I put my hand on his shoulder, and I will whisper to him, "It is not It is not you. The will is not yours. Come back to us. And trying for the end and effect that causes one to be charmed or frightened.
So I think what you do as you're, because in generating this Twilight Sanctuary, and suddenly this room is full of this kind of soothing, gentle Twilight energy that you've all come to recognize as a positive thing, granted by, Soluna's divine presence. You feel it's not verbal from Salune, but what you kind of get a sense of as you're sort of reaching out to try to calm his mind is that you can't just fix it, but it is temporary. He will be able to fight it off, and what you can do is make him more comfortable until then.
Okay. So, yeah, I do that. And I look at the others and say, it will pass, but I can't do much other than
Right.
help a little.
Yeah. So, Rowan, what you, I think, are experiencing in all of this just madness is there's a little bit of a hint of like the blasting pain and fire that is running rampant through your mind soothes a little bit. Like it's still happening, but you're getting a little bit of a hint in the back of your mind that it's maybe not real, and it doesn't stop it from hurting or controlling your thoughts right now, but you're starting to get a handle on it a little bit. And all of you kind of watch as over the next couple of minutes his flailings become more relaxed and gentle, and then after about 5 minutes total, his eyes clear, and you look up, Rowan, and
Mara's still there.
yeah. Well, so like that 5 minutes was not fun.
Nope.
But what was happening is now done. It is finished.
Are you with us?
That fucking hurt. Ow. I felt like I was literally being torn apart, but not. And I was somehow enjoying it. But I also wanted to slaughter all of you. That was not good.
So Mara will look at you very poignantly and say, I know.
And Rowan kind of pats her hand and like goes and sits against the wall near the portcullis, trying to wrap himself around what that was.
Mm-hmm. You definitely remember the the shape of that statuette, and you almost feel like it's almost hard to forget it. Like it kind of, its form is sort of still almost insists on your mind, but it doesn't have the same power that it did before. But what you remember seeing is that it had two heads. Its arms were almost like tentacles or something like that. It was a very strange, upsetting form.
As a player, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Right? Would it be would it be a history or a religion?
Religion.
Can I try to remember having read something about that or anything?
Yeah.
Ugh, nope. Still out of it.
Yeah, I think you're still struggling a little bit. But yeah, I think the rest of you kind of recognize, like, okay, well,
don't open that box.
Don't look that statue in the eyes, at least.
We'll leave that one alone.
Yeah, that one can stay here.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing, though, Ale. I think, and then maybe Mara is having a sense of this as well, is that it's one thing to say, oh, that one's dangerous, let's not touch it. But the specific way that it is dangerous is that it is a representation of true evil in the world.
Oh, I have an idea. Oh, wait a minute. So how cooled down is that forge at this point? Because I just ran past it.
Well, it's still pretty hot, but it's cooling. Like it.
But but gold has a low melting temperature.
You can just throw the whole chest in there.
I
That's
didn't. Yeah, I
what
didn't say that the statue's not made of gold, but yeah, that's fine.
That's yeah, but I think I think that chest. What? Okay, so this portcullis here is open, correct?
Well, no, I mean the ones on the individual alcoves are open because the main one is closed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let me get the last one open, and
Okay.
then we can.
I want to dispose of
Then
this
we can,
thing, and
we
I
can
think
get rid of that.
Okay.
Mara agrees with me. It should
I
be
do.
destroyed.
It does.
Yeah, thirded.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
So since Rowan is still recovering, I'll look into the chest this time.
Okay.
I will, while they're doing that, I am going to try to use the stuff I was taking, notes and things with, and try to sketch what I'm remembering.
Okay. Okay. So how are you handling this last chest? Like everyone sort of be where you're gonna want to be and all that.
All right.
You're using the mage hand again?
Yep, using Mage Hand.
Okay. As you open that one, there is a puff of yellow spores that emerges from it, and it goes about 10 feet away from the chest.
Yay!
Well done, everybody. As the chest opens, you see that there is what looks like a gnome skeleton, but it is encrusted with yellow mold, and that's where the spores came from.
Okay, I'm gonna close that one again. And say,
Well, hang
"All right,
on,
we'll
hang
take
on.
Both of these two.
Hang on. And then embedded in one of the skull's eye sockets is a false eye made out of moonstone.
Okay, so
You think that would be worth about 75 gold?
I think Mara wants the moonstone.
yeah, so
Go ahead and get it then.
Bonfire,
can
don't
I
you?
use Mage Hand to wedge the moonstone out? Or wiggle
It
the
needs
moonstone
more
out?
strength than that.
Okay.
I will go up to it, and as I am removing it, I will say a prayer over the prayer of the Raven Queen over the skeleton, and say, "May you be granted peace in death that you are not afforded in life."
Okay.
And then
Make
I
it-
take the moonstone.
Make a Constitution saving throw as you handle
Okay.
the mold.
Okay, it's not terrible.
Oh, that's that's pretty good.
That's a natural 20.
Yeah. Yeah. So you see that handling the skeleton, it's giving off more spores, but you're able to avoid breathing them in, and you are able to.
Well, yeah,
wed-
I have my
wedge-
scarf that
yeah.
I put back over my nose.
So you're able to pull that away. So yeah,
would it-
you've got
would it be
you've got
about-
the moonstone now.
And that was
Be about
for
now
how much?
that-
75.
75.
Would it
I'm
be
sorry.
about now that detect magic would have?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so the detect magic tells you that the wand is magical, not surprising. The dark spider silk cloak that was in chest number 5 is magical. The thing that is in the statue in that chest is intensely magical. Excuse me. And then that's it.
Okay. The gourds don't show up as magical?
No.
Okay.
They might be that mushroom wine or something.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
wonder
these-
why you would protect wine so carefully.
In some places, rare wines are worth a lot of money, Marcher.
Okay.
So, that wand and that cloak, the funny cloak, let me do identify on those.
Well,
That-
while you're doing that, because it's going to take some time, and the forge is still cooling.
Yeah,
Why don't we, when we
let's-
take the things we're going to take and get out of here, so we can destroy that statue.
Okay.
Idol,
Yeah, I can do
yeah.
identify out.
Let's go to
outside.
the idol.
So we want to drag that chest out.
All right.
I think you also
yeah.
want to take the other one too.
The one with the mold.
Spores. Yeah, with
The
the
one with the
spores.
gnome remains, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's hazardous, although not evil.
Yeah. So let's take that one too. I'll take that one.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So we don't have to belabor you guys dealing with the portcullises again. You've got a system for it now. All right. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and say you guys take the chests out to where the forge is cooling. So basically, the top layer of this this molten pool is now starting to be mostly dark because it's it's cooling on the surface and starting to get dark. But you can sort of if you get one of the big forge tools like one of the big poker or something, you can sort of poke and realize that it's still molten underneath.
Yeah, it's just got a crust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to throw the Durgar in here too, just as a matter of cleanup?
I was going to say that we should leave them out for the lizards when we let the lizards out.
Okay.
Yeah. So that they have something to eat on the way back to the Underdark.
That isn't us.
Yeah.
That isn't us.
Yeah. This is true. Okay.
They might even prefer carrying to us, for all I know. But so the chest with the idol is going into the forge pit.
You
Bye-bye.
you don't even open it up again or
No,
Nope, just
not needed.
chest and all.
All right.
And the same for this one with the gnome body.
Jason, you're
Yes,
muted if you were trying to say something.
I was gonna say, if you don't look in its eyes, it should be okay.
What I was going to say though is that the problem that you have here, and this is a little bit like when you watch videos of people playing with real lava from a volcano, is that molten metal is actually very dense. Things don't just sink into it like water.
Not unless it's also metal, like a Terminator.
If we take it, basically take the chest, open it up, and dump the thing in there, and then just
And then kick the
under with
chest
it.
in on top of it.
Oh yeah, that might work better. This way it gets fully dunked.
Yeah. That way,
And we don't
like
look at the thing.
you're assured that the actual statue gets burned
In contact
and
with
not
the
just
lava.
I say if you open it facing the molten metal,
Yeah. That's
I've
right.
already taken this once, so I can peek into the chest.
Nope.
There's
No.
No, and no.
Wilfred will take it, and just not look at it at all. Just
Yeah. No, and so I think that there as you open it up, you hear sort of a clunking sound as the statuette tips out of the chest and falls into the metal, and you hear just kind of a strange sizzling sound for a little while, and then there's sort of a pop followed by kind of an awful but far away sounding roar that then fades into nothing.
well, might have made an unknown enemy, but
Do you
I
show
think
your
need it to be
sketches
done.
to anyone, Rowan?
Say again.
Do you show your sketches to everyone?
Yes, and I show them that this two-headed, tentacle-armed thing. Were the heads on it reptilian?
Hang on. I can probably find you guys an actual picture.
Oh,
well, I can show you a picture of a book. I think has an image on it.
Yeah. Sure. You've got it handy because I think you do know correctly what what this thing is. Although those of you who have religion as a proficiency skill, yep, that's it. So the heads are almost like ape-like. But the anyone have religion? Want to try to
Yep.
make a check?
19?
Yeah. That is absolutely a depiction of Demogorgon, one of the archdemons. Like one of the demon lords.
Uh-huh. David and I was up right with you there, David. Yeah.
What in the world would a statue to that be here for?
Well, there was also a lot of iconography of the Drow. So it could be that they looted a Drow encampment.
And stole their stuff.
Marcher, you are muted if you are talking to us.
It's not like they put it in a place of honor. They were not worshiping it. They stuck it away in this place to keep it from any of them. I imagine if the Duergar opened that thing up, they have the same problem.
Yeah.
Probably.
And remember the priest, the spiked thingy that we killed,
Yeah.
who was
So,
faking.
Who said that his work was already done?
right. So, anyways, we now have a big pile of treasure, and everything here except the lizards is dead. So, how about we go over, we let the lizards out, and then we leave this place.
And
Well,
I was thinking about the lizards. Yeah, let's take a Durgar body and put one in front of each cage. That way, when we let it out, the lizards will say, "Hey, food!" Right,
I mean,
right there.
that's even if they are carnivorous. We don't even know what they eat, but better than nothing.
I would say they're probably freaked out, so we could
Trip the cages and run.
trip the cages and run. That was my thought. Is get the majority of everything on the get up to the next floor, and then the last person would, and I'll be that last person if you want me to. Just open up the doors and run.
Well, we don't know if the elevator will be down, but if we can close those main doors that we used to bottleneck before, and just everybody come through, we close the doors. The lizards don't have thumbs, so they can't get in.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Sounds good to me.
Now, unless they start learning how to open doors, we'll be safe.
Exactly.
All right.
Keothi and I will wait by the doors.
Clever girl.
All right.
Giant lizards, find a way.
I will go wait by the elevator.
All right, yeah. So you know what? We don't have to like belabor this out like it's initiative or something. Like, yeah, you guys.
But at least the humane societies
Yeah.
everywhere will be happy to know that we didn't
Yes.
leave the lizards to starve and die.
You take some time to open the doors that would go towards where the tunnel to the Underdark is, and you leave some Duragar carcasses to snack on. You prepare, and Iggy, releases the pens, runs away, hears them emerging from their pens behind them, but is able to get out in time, and so you are all able to, do what you need to do there. So here's a question: are you going out of this fortress through the front door?
Where is the front door?
On the level right up above us.
Easier than the way we came in.
But then we have to figure out how to climb up to get to where our necromancer friend is.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, we can. I mean,
Well, if you don't,
we
you
can,
have to go out the windows again.
we can wave the war.
Yeah, or Mara could use ascending spell. Oh, you're at ascending
No,
spells.
I am out of my high level spells. The only thing I have is
Go.
some light healing.
I'm sure we could. I'm sure the ranger could find us a path up to above the fortress again once we're at the front doors, rather than playing Spider-Man and climbing out the windows again.
Yeah. Sure.
Is Spider-Man?
Anything to.
It's
spider
a-
climb.
It's an old
Spider climb.
hell of a guy.
You know,
Guy
spider
who's
climb spell.
Blessed with spider climb. It's odd.
Yeah, anything to get out of here. And I kind of warily look back at the molten pool.
Yeah. So I think we're
Now
going
you
out
know
the
how
front
I
door.
feel about mind flayers.
Yeah. All right. So all of you managed to, make your way out of that enormous open front gate. Here's a funny kind of quirk about this: is that there's no way to close the gate again from outside. So
We missed a treasure room.
Huh?
Did we?
Yeah, down in there's a guest bedroom with a chest in it.
Okay.
Down in that.
All right,
or
you go
was I
back.
misremembering?
No, I'm just saying, like, there was a stone chest in there. You went back for it, and it was empty because it was actually Grandalfa's bedroom, and she took her stuff with her.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Gotta-
side trip. Side
gotta
trip
read
taken
everything.
care of.
Yeah, you guys had actually left the fortress, and you were on your way out, and you all like, wait, no, let's go back. Everyone back down in the elevator again. Okay, avoid the giant lizards. They're still around. Okay, we have to go back. And then the chest is empty. Well, that was time well spent, so.
Classic.
After a short rest, I could have just dimension doored down and checked on it, but
Yeah. All right, so you emerge from the fortress. You end up leaving the front door open because there's not any way to close it from outside.
Well,
So,
I mean,
yeah, and you leave this now cooling, quiet fortress behind, having
On the other hand, if I ever want to visit the Underdark, I have an entrance in. In my wanderings. Maybe
you also
after,
just jump down
after
the
we
hole
start
in
that bar.
Unless
in the mine.
unless you come back and something has come out of the Underdark.
And I have to deal with it, that's possible.
Well,
probably safer this way.
Anyways, they'll have to deal with the lizards. But the important thing is we have a war to stop.
We have a war to stop, yes.
yes.
Let's be heroes again.
Yeah.
Once I rest, I can send a message to your clan and let them know.
Do you know anybody from there?
From your clan? I met
From
your mother.
My clan.
Yes, your clan.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking to Keothi. I'm sorry.
No,
no.
Keothi,
No.
I have not met your family yet.
I would have been surprised if you did.
But
True.
we have,
I'm
we
happy to
have
meet
met,
you all.
but we have met the leader of their tribe, though.
Have we?
No, do we? No,
Marcher's clan. Marcher's
Yeah.
clan, but not Keothi's clan.
not Keothi's clan.
No. But I can at least give Marcher's clan a progress report. Well, a brief one.
Well, I think that is good.
Okay. Well, let's get somewhere safe. I can rest.
Let's not tell them about our relationship quite yet.
No, but we can say we found the scout that was considered dead and have rescued her and are now
mentioned
on our
that
way.
rescued from the Durgar.
Yes, rescued her from the Duragar and are on our way to the other clan now to parley. I think that is the word. This is the word, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
Trust me. Yes.
All right, so you make your way back up. You're heading back up to where Valine is. Do you tell Keothi anything about? What do you tell Keothi about Valine?
Valine is an ally. She has questionable servants. Just, we're all going with it. I don't like it, but
She helped us out in a big way, and we owe her a debt. So
it's true.
we are kind of overlooking the fact that she is a necromancer.
All right, if you
Yes.
feel that is, if she has been helpful and you owe her, then that is the honorable thing to honor that commitment.
We repay our debts.
Yes. So you make your way back up there, and you discover that with her kobold's help, and having had a little bit of time there, she's set up a fairly nice little base camp. And so she's been just hanging out. There's there's some snow caves that with tents and a fire pit, and
A little free
Yes.
library.
So,
but yeah. So she sees you all
solar
coming.
shower.
Yeah, she's got her. So if you need a reminder of what this this is, we haven't looked at her in a while, so I'm gonna pull up her artwork just because I like it.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah. So the she's an older lady with an eye patch, white hair, all bundled up, has a snowy owl familiar. Her hands tremble a little bit when she's not like doing anything with them, but she's got kind of a cool, seen it all sort of demeanor. But she emerges from one of these tents as you're coming up and just says, "Aha! I take it this is the one you sought to rescue?"
Yes.
It is.
Well done then. Back to the Goliath clans, and then I hope to recover the codicil. Yes?
That's the plan.
Yep.
Splendid. I shall pack up camp. Or do you need time to rest first?
I'm okay. How about the rest of you?
I would like to rest so I can get my spells back.
It looks like you've got a nice secure setup here, so why don't we use this? We've been through a lot.
And that'll give Wolford time to identify the things that we've collected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So you guys kind of, I think you also potentially could discuss move. Well, no, they're all set up where she is. So I was going to say you could move camp because you don't have to avoid the front of the fortress anymore, right? Like you were kind of trying to sneak in from the mountains before because you didn't want to get spotted, but yeah. So as you are kind of settling in to make camp, Wilfred, you are identifying those the wand and the cloak.
Yep.
All right. Let me tell you what those are then. The wand is a wand of web.
Oh,
Why can't get that to come up again? Hang on. Let's see. Magic items. There we go. A wand of web that. Let me. Why is it not? Oh, it's doing this thing where like because I opened it once, it won't let me open it again. Hold on, just a second. This is frustrating, but I'm briefly logging out of Roll20 and then going to log back in, and it's all fine.
I pulled it up in D&D Beyond. Do you want me to read it?
No, I'll get it because I want to be able to share it in the game. But thank you.
Okay.
But I'll be able to do this here again in a second.
Sure.
It's just a weird thing with Roll20 sometimes is that when you open something and then pop it out to have it be in a separate window, it doesn't want to let you open it again. So the wand, yes, wand of web, and it requires attunement by a spellcaster, but it has 7 charges, and while holding it, you can use an action to expend 1 charge to cast the web spell with a DC 15. And then it can recover charges at dawn. So that's the wand, and then the cloak is what's known as a piwafwi, which is a weird word here, but essentially it is a drow-made cloak of elven kind that when you wear it with the hood up, perception checks to see you have disadvantage, and you have advantage on stealth checks to hide because the color shifts to camouflage you. The downside of this one specifically is because it is drow made, if it is ever exposed to sunlight for 1 hour, it will lose its magic.
yeah.
But fortunately, that's not a problem around here.
Yeah.
How long? Yeah, there's not a lot of sunlight.
Yeah.
Until we solve this problem with the Frostmaiden.
I'm not particularly stealthy, so this cloak won't do me much good.
I was saying maybe like you would ally had it the disadvantage for his armor would be cancelled by.
I'm not quite sure that will work.
The only one I can think of who would have use for that is
Why
Rowan.
wouldn't it work?
It would be well, actually, because A, I'm too big, and B, I don't think that would actually cancel out the disadvantage from armor, though, would it?
Yes, it would.
Yeah, it would neutralize it, so you wouldn't be at disadvantage.
Yeah, the advantage and the disadvantage would cancel out, so you would be regular instead of disadvantage. But I mean, I'm not saying Ale has to use it. I'm just saying
No,
it,
I'm
it-
just trying to figure out the
yeah.
best person for it. I didn't think Ale was the best person for it. So I was thinking Rowan or maybe Mara or Iggy.
Not Mara.
Yeah, not Iggy either.
Rowan?
Rowan, you want this thing?
Sure. I'm going to still out of it. He's just like,
Yeah.
it's fine. Is it going to try to tear my mind apart?
No.
No.
That's
It's
don't
gonna
think
hide
so.
you. It's gonna help you hide.
You have a helmet and a
Which,
cloak now.
given-
You're practically a
which, given the-
superhero.
Which, given the assassins after you, might actually be
Yeah.
an extra good thing.
Aragorn
Yeah, that-
had a cloak. Just saying.
Who had a cloak?
Aragorn.
Yes, he did. See?
All we have to do is find you that broken sword.
Hey, Ali's been hoping for a magical sword this entire campaign.
I'm not too good with swords. I mean, I'm okay.
I have a question. Does Wilfred count as a spellcaster for the purposes of using the
He can cast spells, so I would say yes, because he has
I
the
think Wilfred is the perfect person for it because
Yeah,
he
I
just
think
loves
so
that
too.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
The wand?
Yes.
yeah. I would actually really like the spider silk robe.
The other one, the non-magical one?
Yeah, the non-magical one.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just
I'm
just
sure
for
we were
the
gonna
look.
wind up selling it, but
Yeah.
I think we're okay. The amber headdress. We're okay.
Oh, they got the moons.
Mara wants
So pretty.
Mara wants to wear it. this 2,500 gold. He said that.
Everybody's like,
It's pretty.
the party's just like, that's 2,500 gold.
I will sell it eventually. I just want to see what it looks like on me.
I think Wilfred's opinion on that is already known.
Samara puts it on and it's just like, am I a princess now?
You
Yes,
always
a
were.
very pretty princess.
Indeed.
I mean, that headdress is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would look terrible on me and my twin brother Marjorie over there.
But, Mara is also trying to get everybody to laugh. So having everybody laugh when I'm like, is it pretty? That's perfect. That's exactly what she wanted more than anything. And she takes it off and she puts it back in whatever bag that we've got for all of our treasure.
Marcher, he's our bag.
Just put it all in the backpack. I'll carry it all. It's fine.
Thank you, Marcher.
Yeah.
Now, once we've stopped a war and we've got a moment to breathe, so to speak, after this is all said and done, before we head off to get the magical thingy for Villain, I think there's something we, the Seekers, need to do.
What's that,
What's that?
Rowan?
We have to go find our snowy owlbear.
Well, how are we going to get him across the water?
Yeah, I think Lila is safer
Yeah, I
out in
think-
the
Wow.
wild for right
Well,
now. We can
we
find
can-
it. We can find them.
we have a very strange trip to make,
Yeah,
and I don't
let's-
think Lila will be able to take it with us.
Are you specifically having this conversation where Valine wouldn't participate? But because I think
No.
she is sort of like ready to talk to you all if you're making
Oh
plans.
no, yeah, we're
no, yeah,
this
it's
is
not.
like around the campfire.
Also, we have delayed significantly with regards to our
Our
mission
promise.
with Valine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I adore Lila and would love to have him back on our journey, that may have to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she does say, at the risk of sounding cold, the owlbear, as much as you obviously have affection for him, would be a liability.
So let's wait until we start that bar And then we can have an area for Lila to guard the back, as it were.
When I have my sending spells back, I will try to reach out to Lila again and let him know as much as I am able that we will come back for him.
So Valine kind of looks to you all and says, "It's true that I am impatient for us to continue on our mission, but the silver lining of the delay is that I have had the opportunity to do some reading of the books that we recovered from the buried tower. And I think that there is a lot of good information there that is useful for our expedition that I hope we will one day take. But I would like to see all of those things in person rather than simply read about them in books. But it is all the more clear to me that if indeed we can locate this buried Netherese city, Ithrin, untold power and magical artifacts are sure to be found there. And in particular, I believe that the floating city was powered by an enormous mythallar, which, as we touched on briefly, seems this device that you mentioned that changed the weather temporarily seems to have been a miniature version of a similar concept. And the full-size one, if it could be recovered, would be a great deal more powerful.
But don't we need the orb and the book to find the city?
Yes, but I think perhaps we do need to discuss that a bit more, because I want it to be clear, even though we are likely venturing not merely into the Frostmaiden's domain, but perhaps directly into where she chooses to have her physical manifestation dwell on our plane, we will be coming very close to her. But I believe that if it is not our intention to confront her on this mission, I don't know that she will directly interfere with us. And so my suggestion would be that our mission is to recover my orb, Professor Scant, and the codicil, and nothing else. If we are not trying to confront the Frostmaiden, I doubt that she will force the confrontation either.
Let's hope.
Well,
Ale, is
yes.
this something you'd be able to do?
I
Go so close to the... is this something that Bahamut would let you do? Go so close to Oral without confronting her?
I need to pray about it.
Discretion is the better part of valor.
well, and for all I care, you can decide that you are intending to confront her at some other time, just not on this mission.
This is a scouting mission. This is so you can find out what you need to do.
I think that taking some very powerful magical items from Aro would be considered by Bahamut to be a blow.
But that would also potentially garner her attention when they are suddenly no longer in her possession.
Well, it's true. I'm just emphasizing the point that we are not on a mission to confront and destroy a goddess at this time. We are on a mission to steal an item from a fortress.
Yes, but we may not have a choice as she comes to get her things back.
Well, my proposition, personally, my own thinking on the matter is that we do not fight the goddess, that we instead, if a confrontation is forced upon us, attempt to flee rather than fight. That's my point. is that we are not there to destroy Auril. We are there to try and recover the codicil. And so all our decision making should be predicated on that goal. Because if we're not focused on that, we run the risk of making it more likely that we spur a confrontation.
I missed a few words in there, but I am in complete agreement.
So, good.
Yeah, smash and grab.
Yes.
I think the only thing on our part that might be complicate that is Ali's oath, but
Yeah, that's why I asked if that was something that Bahamut would allow him to do.
I don't know.
Yeah, so.
I don't know if Bahamut would want me to sacrifice myself to my oath in a confrontation I could not win. But I don't know.
Okay.
That might be my fate. I don't know.
that's something.
Well, commune with your god, and I will commune with my goddess, and we will see what happens.
But first we have to stop a Goliath clan war
Yes.
and get a ride to the island. One step at a time. One step at a time.
Has it been quiet out here, Villain?
Indeed.
You are muted?
I am not muted.
Oh, I did not hear you. Sorry.
I said indeed.
Good.
But yes, it has been quiet. I've just been waiting, reading. But as mentioned before, some of these books are in Netherese, which is an ancient, unknown, at least to me, language, and I have spells that can allow me to read it at the cost of the spell for a limited time. But Professor Scant could just translate immediately.
Mm.
That's why we must recover him. That and all of the other knowledge that he has already gotten built in.
Understood.
There's an awful lot of things and books that I did not read in advance because I had Professor Scant.
So, which one do you recommend we go after first, Professor Scant or the Codicil, or are they both in the same place? I don't remember.
Well,
Professor Scant was more accessible.
yes, if we are interpreting the visions we saw in that mirror correctly, they are both on the same island, but one is outside, just in the snow somewhere. The other inside a fortress.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to get some rest.
Yes.
All right. So you can all go ahead and get a long rest.
Yay!
This is a nicely set up, camouflaged camp, so nothing bothers you.
And we all agreed that. Did we all agree that Wilfred would get the wand, or would that
Yep.
be?
Yes.
Okay.
And Iggy gets the spider silk cloak.
No, Rowan gets the cloak.
I'm sorry,
get
the robe.
robe.
Robes.
I get
Yeah.
the robe.
Yeah, so one is just a cool spider silk cloak or robe, but the other, but one of them is the magical.
Did we want to split up cash?
Yeah.
You have to sell it first.
Well, no,
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
got 350 in just cash. We can
Actually,
do that later.
6 of us plus Keothi, that's 7, so it'd be an even 50.
Nice around 50 each.
So I think you offer the 50 to Keothi, and she looks a little bit indifferent and then accepts it, shrugging. I'll put it on the pile.
It's not like you didn't do your part.
And then some.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with that. I just don't have much use for it.
It can be useful to trade with the little folk.
That's what the pile is
Who are
for.
you calling little?
Calling you little.
And And she says, I'm not being like metaphorical or euphemism when I talk about the pile. In Wormdoom Crag, we have a pile that is what we use as the treasures for trading to
Right, we have something.
the 10-towners. She kind of does not say the little folk, like looks over at the others, the 10-towners.
Well,
Why are we glad we don't have a halfling in the party?
All right, so you guys are a ways away from Wormdoom Crag, but you have dog sleds and familiar terrain.
Mush.
All right. And you guys are tough enough now that most of the random encounters would not be as much of a threat. So I'm not bothering with that table really.
First thing the next morning, I reach out to Marcher's, the head of Marcher's clan, and just let him know that we rescued the scout from the Duragar. They were not killed. We are on our way to the other clan.
the scout was not killed.
Yeah, the scout was not killed.
All the Durgar were, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all, but close enough.
He kind of, this magic message is a bit unsettling, but I suppose that's good news. If you arrange a meeting, tell me when and where, and I will be there for an apology.
And I will look at Keothi and be like, do you think your clan will apologize for thinking that you were dead and then blaming it on the other clan?
She kind of grimaces.
Well,
Not without some persuasion.
I
I'm
can
sure
be
they
very
will.
persuasive.
I don't.
I am certain that even if they are happy at my return, the notion of them apologizing will be met with demands that Marcher's people apologize for the many wrongs they've done to our clan.
Well, we will cross that bridge when we get there. I'm sure we will.
Hopefully not burn the bridge.
Well, it would not be ours.
So, you all are making your way. Yeah. So you can go 3 miles per hour if you're staying on tundra. So if you're doing let's see. Well, no, 3 miles per hour was on the roads. So it was 2 miles per hour for tundra, I believe was what we resettled it as. So you can get basically about to the, just past where that the knoll chasm was on the first day of traveling. And then, we can just. How do you guys feel? Do you miss doing some more random encounters and that sort of thing, and the watches and all that, or would you just as soon let's just montage our way all the way to the?
Let's just montage it.
Yeah. I just want to make point at some point that I will attune to the wand.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
And
Rowan, outside of giving directions and avoiding any sort of pitfalls in the snow and the mountains and the tundra, is relatively quiet.
are you attuning to your cloak?
Well, yes, he is in the cloak and generally has the hood up most of the time, but he seems still very, very nowhere near as chatty as he would normally be.
If you do that, it's going to lose its enchantment during the.
No, because
Well, we don't have any
You
sun.
don't have sun.
Not at all. I thought it was from.
no, it does. It does not crest the mountains. It just gets slightly lighter.
There's no direct sunlight.
Yeah, it's all
direct sunlight.
twilight.
Yeah.
so it doesn't.
Are we right next door to Barovia by any chance?
Uh,
I think there might be a-
and that's how we met Strahd.
Next campaign,
Crossover.
Christiana. Next campaign, a desert, please.
Okay.
With your ice magic.
Yeah. So by sheer coincidence, your next camp out is pretty much right at around the where you fought all those berserkers. And it's like, hey, I remember that place. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hey, look, we killed a bunch of
Doing it.
things there. We killed a bunch of things there.
We're doing a grand tour of our past.
We're
of our past things.
showing Keothi and like talking Marcher up the whole time.
Marcher was awesome here, and Marcher threw his ice spears there.
We put a giant storm in the middle of this pathway.
Very nice. And so I'll say that it's towards the end of the next day that you're getting close to Worm Doom Crag. But here's a question: would you be wanting to come in at the end of a hard day, or to like make camp nearby so that you could come in sort of fresher in the morning?
I'll ask Keothi. I mean, she's probably eager to get home.
I think that's her inclination too. Is it's been a hard time recently. I would just as soon spend another
you
hour
know,
on the road to get home.
Probably not a good idea to bring a bunch of zombie kobolds there. So how about we leave them behind and walk the rest of the way?
Valine kind of just has her arms folded and says, I am terribly offended to do the same thing that I have suggested I do the last 3 places we've been.
More reading time for Valine.
Well, but I think she does mention this time, again, just saying that, and once again, I am happy to have these side trips if the end is that all of you are feeling well prepared for our mission. But
Well, I mean, with the hippogriffs, there may be a way to get there much quicker than if we were
Griffins, but
had
yeah.
to swim.
Or take that boat.
the griffins, you mean?
Griffins.
Griffins.
Yeah, the Hippogriffs.
And she
Hippogriffs
said,
would be much easier.
and she, yeah. So I think what she says is, I've been thinking about that a bit. I think the problem with the griffins might merely be that if we have no way for them to be protected on the island, the odds are that they would just leave without us as soon as they are unattended. However, at the very least, using the griffins to fly us to the coast where we procure some other transportation.
No, it's fly us and to expel.
And
Fly them to the bell. Yeah, that would speed things up considerably.
Yep.
I think
All
we have
right.
a plan.
Great.
If we can stop this war.
Nice. All right, so you push on. Let's go ahead and get our Constitution saving throw from everybody for the extra 1 hour's worth of force march.
Remember, everyone gets a +1 because they're near me.
Yeah.
That did not help.
Well,
I
no,
got a 2.
I got.
Oh God, I crapped out with a 6.
Yep, not bad here too.
Wow.
No. Oh no, we're.
Oh man, you're almost all of you rolling bad.
Oh no.
I did
All
good.
right. Okay, well, so if you got lower than an 11, you have 1 level of exhaustion.
Whoops.
All right. So I'm moving you on to the Worm Doom Crag map. Let me put you on that map.
To be honest, coming in looking like we've been through the ringer is probably a good idea.
It may help the verisimilitude.
Yes.
All right.
Did Keothi do a?
Give me a second. I didn't roll for her. I'm not gonna. She's going home. She doesn't care. I'm not gonna have her making any rolls. Not unless you guys get in a fight for some reason. All right.
Hoping not.
Yeah. In fact, actually, I think I'm gonna just stop having her be a token to move around because I don't, otherwise I have to keep remembering to move her. Mara. Okay, so here's the thing. I just put you all on a fresh map. This is another map where, you know what? Let me just change the settings on this map. I don't want to deal with the dark on this one, because this is another one where like it's supposed to be lit inside the cave, but it doesn't have them.
I see.
And so
I see
now
a
it's
couple
just boy. This map is another one like the fortress where it's supposed to be dimly lit inside, but they don't have it like that on the map. So it's a whole thing. Let me just. All right, you know what? Well, if you guys start going in the cave and you can't see, we'll figure it out. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to turn the dynamic lighting off. You guys are not fighting in this one. This is not a combat situation. I'm just. All right, you just all see the whole map now?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, I think that's simpler on this one. Okay, as you are making your way up to this home base, you're being led by Keothi, who's sort of moving ahead, but kind of pulling Marcher behind. She's staying with you the whole way, and she's sort of like, I think, Marcher, you recognize that there's a number of layers of emotion going into this. Part of it is she is eager to see home. Part of it is that she is nervous about how they're going to react to you. And part of it is that she figures that if they're going to react badly to you, then she wants to make sure that she's right there by you in case something happens, or just like, she's not sure exactly how that's all going to play out.
Can I just take a second to say that the decorations on this map are awesome? I love the Goliath faces.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Nice. So as you are, go ahead.
I just noticed the two tokens on the dragon skeleton.
Mr. Chewingas.
Yes, indeed. So as you are making your way up this approach, fresh tracks in the snow make it relatively easy to find the Goliath settlement of Wormdoom Crag on the northern slope of a soaring mountain. Following these tracks leads you to a cave outside which the bones of a dragon lie half buried in the snow. Past these remains, torchlight flickers in a pair of tunnels that burrow into the mountain, leading west and south. East of the dragon's bones, rough-hewn steps climb to a 20-foot-high open-air arena with stone bleachers carved into the eastern wall. Rising from the arena floor are more than a dozen pillars of rock, each 5 to 8 feet tall and about a foot in diameter. And indeed, as you are approaching, I think in particular, Wilfred notices, and everyone else can make a perception check to see if you notice that there's a couple of Chewinga hiding amongst the dragon bones.
I'm not paying any attention to that.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
18 for me.
Yeah. Yeah, if you got, you know what? I think all of you notice because these Chewinga are kind of, just doing their funny little, they're watching you, and one comes out and is holding a pine cone, and it walks out and then holds out the pine cone like it's offering it to your party, but it's not clear what it wants. It's just holding it like.
Every time we do stuff with Chewingas, I think of the
Hold his hand out as if he's accepting it.
Okay. And so it holds it out, like doesn't move closer to you. Do you go to take it?
I'll take a step. I'll walk up.
Okay.
Good.
Like it doesn't back off. It's just holding it.
Oh, so I'll get to it and take it.
Well, and you find that as you sort of go to take it, it doesn't let go. So, but there's like no weight to it. You feel like you've just picked up the pine cone and taking it, but it's now like hanging from it. But it seems to be swinging back and forth like.
I'll like do like a little thing and then set it down with the pie cone and just like yeah.
Rowan, you suddenly realize that you have a chewinga sitting on your shoulder, and it's got a it's got a handful of like pine needles, and it starts trying to comb your beard with them.
That's so cute.
You know, Wilfred, since you've made friends with these creatures, I could get used to this. They're nice.
Keothi is like watching all of that happen and just got an expression like, all right. That's kind of right. That's weird.
We are the Seekers, friend of Chewingas.
Yeah. All right. Well, so
Well, which way should we go?
I figure there's no point in delaying the inevitable. Let's just keep going. The main entrance just south here, and we'll just talk to the old goat. Oh, you should not call her that.
Title.
Chieftain
Revered
Ogilai.
Elder, I
Yes,
suppose.
Chieftain Ogilai. You know what? Maybe even just like don't say anything unless like I don't want this to just be a speak if only if spoken to thing exactly, but maybe just like give anything you might say a second thought before you say it.
I will be as circumspect as always.
All right. So she leads you down to this south entrance, down here. And I think as you are making, you're getting into there, she calls out saying, "It's Keothi returning with friends." And then several, Goliath warriors are suddenly now clustering around that entrance. And she's going first in there, and they all seem overjoyed to see her. But then as soon as like Marcher comes through and they see him, like the demeanor is suddenly like very like, wait, what is happening here? There's a lot of like, people like getting their weapon in their hand, but not brandishing it exactly. They're just like, wait, what's happening? And so she comes in and just says, "It's me, everyone. And I come here with the people who rescued me from a Duergar fortress, eliminating the Duergar threat in the area. They are heroes and friends of the clan, including Marcher."
I'll step out at that point.
Then you hear a female Goliath with sort of an aged voice, but steps in, and she comes out. She's obviously badass. She's got fancy like hide decorations on her armor. She's like, you wouldn't need anyone to tell you that she's the chieftain. But she comes out. She's got like all of these like awful face scars, but like she wears them in a way that's like, no, yeah, because I'm a badass, right? That sort of that attitude, right? Like she does not seem shy about them at all. But she just comes out and just says, "Keothi, is this the one?" And she says, "Yes. And there's more to it. Not only did he rescue me, but I was out there because I was looking for him. Because Marcher and I feel that the time has come for this feud to end." And everyone starts like murmuring, "Well, I don't know about that." And Ogilai just kind of says, calms everybody down. "If all of you rescued Keothi, that has certainly earned you the hospitality of our clan. You may enter and you will not be harmed. You may share a meal with us. Sleep in the warmth if you need to. But talk of ending the feud is another matter entirely. But I suppose I could hear you out at least. And so she ushers you in to this main hall, where this cavern has a domed roof 30 feet high and an open well in the middle of the floor. 2 youthful Goliaths use ropes and a bucket to draw water from the well, while 6 adults wrangle a handful of exuberant Goliath toddlers. Rough-hewn stairs ascend to the southern part of the cave, where the floor is 10 feet higher. Seated in this area next to a crackling fire is this is Ogilai, who I was just describing, with gray hair, many scars, and a white cloak made of mountain goat hide. And it looks like really nice. Like it's everything else is a little bit worn, but that looks like, it's brand new. It kind of almost shimmers. Leaning against the wall behind her is a great axe with a bone haft. She gnaws on a pipe as she settles a dispute between 2 of the Goliath children. And she goes and she sits back. And this is, in fact, Keothi invites all of you in and gestures. This is Chieftain Ogilai Orc Splitter Thunlakalaka. She is the chieftain of the Wormdoom Crag clan.
A well-earned name.
She kind of the chieftain kind of looks at you and just says, an assumption, but a correct one. So everyone comes in. I mean, she's around the campfire here, so you guys can come in and So Keothi is looking like she is enormously relieved that the introduction has already gone so well, and she really didn't have a step 2.
Third step perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is anyone else gonna step in, or?
Yeah, Mara will bow and step in and say thank you for your hospitality. We come with only the best of intentions. It is not only these 2 that wish to end the feud. It is the people of 10 towns, and indeed the other clan, that has been willing to listen to talks of peace.
There are still, in spite of the fact that we eliminated the Duergar, there are still many threats in the Icewind Dale.
Especially after the devastation of the Shardorn Dragon.
Yes, but even though that none of that impacted you, we are stronger in unity. We are better able to assist each other. Even if all that happens after Keothi's return is to go back to the distrust and separation and anxiety and even if it goes back to that, that's still weakens all of us. We are Goliaths. We do not hate each other. My chieftain, Arn Rockfist, has agreed to come and talk at a neutral spot. There are events in the past, some long ago, some more recent. Everyone has a little thorn under their foot. And maybe it takes taking them out and looking them over. But once they've been taken out and looking over, they can be thrown away. This is a time with everyone being pushed harder and harder by this eternal winter. This is a time for us to come together and support each other. And even just keep 10 towns aside. They have their own troubles, yes, but among us, Goliaths, we should be there for each other. Keothi and I know this. We have, in spite of certain things, we are the same people. We should be able to settle down, talk things out, make things peaceful again in the mountains. And then maybe Rockfist can be convinced to trade with the 10-towners. They suffered a terrible loss recently.
Yeah, Keothi speaks up and says, 10 towns is in ruins.
Well,
Ogilai.
most of it.
Most of it. They need help. I think
No.
that if we weren't always at each other's throats, we could provide some. And that would be the right thing to do. Because if we let the folks of 10 towns fall, who will Auril have to carry out her wrath on next but us?
It is 10-towners think us to be backwards, to be savages. Let us show them that we are people who can engage with good people with open arms.
Make
And that's all.
make a persuasion check with advantage, because you've certainly got backup, and you've proved to yourself to some extent by rescuing.
Okay,
Keothi.
here goes.
$8 no Emmys.
18.
18. She thinks about it long and hard and just says, Arn Rockfist agreed to meet at a neutral location.
Yes.
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 Oh, he's got an agenda, things that he wants to complain about. I mean, you know him, right?
Of course.
But he's ready to talk.
I suppose a meeting could not make things worse.
Well, hopefully he won't be the only one talking, right?
She kind of scowls at you like she does not like the implication there. But then she kind of humps though and kind of says, perhaps a meeting like this is at least worth trying. But I have to say, she looks at the two of you, I don't think I can approve of this. Not that you necessarily need my approval, but I'm sorry. Marcher, is it?
Yes.
You bear the mark of the White Dragon.
They tell me that I was born from a dragon egg.
This clan is founded on our defeat of white dragons. This is an omen that I can only interpret as bad luck.
Well,
You would have
it's
to, and Keothi just says, let him try the crawl.
the crawl.
And Ogilai looks kind of puzzled at first and just... He would try the crawl? And Keothi looks back to you and says, the crawl is a rite of passage for young Goliaths in our clan when they reach adulthood, but it has also been used in the past for outsiders or clanless to become officially part of our clan.
Well,
I believe in you, Marcher. I believe you could do it. If he could pass the crawl, Ogalai, would you grant your permission? And Ogalai looks irritated to have been kind of cornered like this, but you can kind of interpret her sort of gruff, harumphing, like what she's trying to do is sit here until she can think of a reason why that wouldn't be good enough, and yet that's the whole thing that the crawl is supposed to be, is that, like, this is how someone proves that they're worthy of being part of the clan. It's like,
Marcher, show her the dragon head.
do I still have that? Yes, I do.
Of course you do.
So I'll go into my backpack and pull out the head of one of the dragon hatchlings that we killed, throw it on the ground, say, I am no friend to dragons. Well, except for this guy.
Right. Silver dragons.
But he
Oh, he
is
steps
silver.
back
He has
into
no
the shadows
stripes.
a little. He's not quite the right person for this scene.
but that is a small one, but
I couldn't find the bigger one, I'm sorry.
you may try the crawl. And even if you fail, you will not be expelled or punished. This meeting will go on.
All right.
But I don't think I can accept you into our clan if you do not succeed in the trial.
Not even sure that I want to be part of the clan, but I'll go through the trial anyway.
Keothi kind of is just like, ha ha ha! Yeah, thank you, Ogalai. Thank you, Chieftain, for this opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to your girlfriend.
Mara's like,
All right, let's go. Where do we do this?
Okay. Yeah, so they all lead you out this path that's kind of to the west here, over here, and you can see that there's this little tunnel in there, and in that room, the floor of this 15-foot high cavern bulges in the middle with a 5-foot diameter hole on either end of the upraised part, marking the ends of a tunnel. The exterior of the bulge has runes inscribed on every surface of it. At the back of the cave, an elderly male Goliath sits with 3 adolescent Goliaths around a campfire. The elderly Goliath is dyeing scraps of cloth and leather in a bucket of greenish liquid and setting them to dry on a wooden rack, while the adolescents stitch other scraps into garments for dolls they are fashioning. Scores of old dolls rest in niches, not riches, along the cave walls, staring outward. Ogalai comes along and speaks to this elderly Goliath and says, "We have Marcher of the Akhenathi clan who wishes to undertake the crawl." And she says this with like heavy skepticism, but the guy just kind of nods and stands, and he looks to you, Marcher, and he says, "I am Demolok. This tunnel serves 2 purposes. We use it to test young Goliaths on the cusp of adulthood, and to impart the wisdom that comes from knowing one's own character. If you are to take this trial, you offer up a symbol of who you were, who you are now." And he gestures to the dolls. The young Goliaths make these dolls to represent their childhood selves. If you wish to undertake this, know that the tunnel will force you to face your fears, to experience what it means to be truly alone, and to recognize your own weaknesses. Not everyone has the fortitude to make it through the tunnel on their first attempt. With the children, those who fail can try again when they are ready. He looks over to Ogilai, and Ogilai looks like she's not gonna say anything specific about that. And he looks to you and says, "This is not a trial to be undergone lightly, but I can only imagine that for you to make the request at all, it will not harm you. But if you find that you cannot continue, you will be unharmed as well. You may only need to be retrieved through the opening that you enter."
Right then. I'm ready.
And so, does anyone want to do any sort of investigation or checks or preparation or anything before Marcher is going to attempt this?
Definitely want to take a closer look at the runes.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to give Marcher Vigilant Blessing, which gives you advantage on the next initiative roll.
Okay,
Just in case.
sure.
And I will ask, can you see in the dark?
No, but I can make light if I need it.
Well, here, Eyes of Night.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and make an Arcana check. Wilfred, you're checking out the runes.
Yep. Wow, a natural 1 for a 6.
Yeah. You are not sure. This is an ancient magic using dwarven runes have not been your field of study.
Yeah.
You're not sure.
Yeah, I think while it's going, kind of everything's fading away. Wolfers just get down, hands, knees, looking at it, just, but not touching any of them.
All right. So Keothi pulls you aside, Marcher, and says, "This is a challenging ordeal. It makes you have visions of the things that you most fear. But overcoming it shows that you can overcome your fears. And that's why it's important. And it does mean something to me that if you could make it through and be accepted, that would be a good thing. And I believe you're capable, but know that being turned back by ancient magics set up by generations before us would not be my determining factor."
The thing I fear most is losing you. So knowing that
You
that
won't.
will not happen.
You won't
Knowing
either
that
way.
that will not happen means that I can face anything.
If I had to leave my clan behind forever to be with you, I would. But if I didn't have to do that,
That would be
It'd be
good.
better.
So
Yeah.
for you, I will do this.
and she kisses you.
I kiss her back.
Oh.
Ogilai kind of says, all right, on with it.
Bar is just like smiling like a fool, just like it's so
All right.
beautiful.
Let's see what this thing has.
Okay.
First
did-
they go killing dirt.
Head
now
into the
now
tunnel.
Trials.
And Rowan,
Yeah.
Rowan
So-
just yells at you, "Don't let me down, twin brother."
That's gonna
All
be
right.
an ongoing thing.
It is.
Yeah. So, everyone. So you're entering this side, and it's explained that everyone who's waiting for you should be waiting at the other end.
Okay.
Might have to tap Wilfred, but okay.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
is the first time Ollie's actually come in. He's been hanging back outside for most of this.
Okay.
Because he realizes he's in a clan of Goliaths that kill dragons, and he's not exactly the most welcome person around.
I've been the lightning rod for that. Don't worry.
So uh, as you prepare to undertake this, you're just looking down and you're seeing just darkness. This stone tunnel carved with runes, but there is something uncanny about the darkness. What are you thinking as you prepare to go in? Are you doing anything else to prepare, or just?
Um. If I plan on just going in with the same preparations that any of them would. I'm holding on to my love for Keothi and my yeah.
Perhaps
Denilog says that you need to offer up something that represents what you hope to, leave behind. Not that this changes who you are as much as it's just a symbolic of crossing a threshold.
Okay, I'm going to take one of the scrimshaw pieces that I've been carrying around, and leave that.
Okay. All right. So, as you crawl in, and it is low enough that you have to get down on hands and knees. I mean, this is something that even like young Goliaths have to crawl through. So it's it's uncomfortably tight.
I'm also
but
not much bigger than a young Goliath
Yeah.
either.
But as you make your way into there, you find that it does just start to just literally physically become harder and harder to push through, almost like something is pulling you backwards. Like you don't feel a force. It's not like there's a hand on you. It's just it's physically hard, almost as if you were like climbing upwards against gravity. And you find that your mind starts filling with all sorts of thoughts. So what are the thoughts that would fill Marcher's mind as the magic of this tunnel try to make him face his fears and experience what it means to be recognize your own weaknesses and to be alone?
Well, he's not strong, and it's something Goliaths value, and he's always felt a little. It's always been something that he's been aware of, that he's kind of a runt. So that's being mocked for his size is something that he remembers. He probably has a secret fear that sometime, the dragon is going to call in the favor for all the magic that it's gotten him. And it's one of the reasons that he was talking to Ale about Bahamut, is maybe getting somebody on his side on the other side of the aisle. He's a lot less afraid of things now that he's got these friends with him. So, I mean, he's preparing to go into the fortress of a goddess. So, I'm having trouble thinking of anything more daunting than that. I think he fears going into this and not coming back. He fears that of leaving Keothi behind. That he will fall in the pursuing of this quest, and he fears the sadness that would come to Keothi as a result. That's probably his biggest fear right now.
Okay. So all of these things are sort of flooding through your mind as you just physically try to struggle through, and you're feeling cold and your muscles are just feeling sapped and weak, and you're pushing through. And as you're struggling through this, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw and a Charisma saving throw.
Okay. Here's Constitution. 6.
All right.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
That was a check, not a save.
Okay.
So that should have been 3
well,
points higher. So still a
Okay.
9.
All right. Yeah.
And a Charisma save.
Yeah.
It's a 19.
Okay. So you are able in your mind to accept these fears and not let them stop you, but you're finding that just your body is just, you're struggling to make it continue to inch forward. It's just, and I think that starts to become the overwhelming fear in your mind, that just this idea that the physical weakness is now what's going to be your undoing. But as this is happening, and your thoughts spinning and hurtling through all of this tour of your worst fears, there is that moment of thinking about Bahamut. And I think that there's a moment as you think that you will not be able to go any further, there you feel a touch in your mind somehow. And you press on. And you emerge from the other side successfully, knowing in your heart that you had help.
Would it be too much to ask as a player that the horns on his head turned silver as a result?
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I that's great.
I love it.
So as you emerge, Keothi is just jumping up and down and goes to help you stand and is just hugging you, and everyone else is I don't want to tell everyone else how they're reacting, but Denaloc, the elderly Goliath who oversaw the trial, nods in approval. And Ogilai is just looking like this is an extremely surprising result for her, but at the same time, it's not just a matter of there's no she's not mad that oh no, he did it, now I have to accept him. It's almost more like, gosh, have I been wrong about this all along? Did I almost let my pride deprive someone I care about of someone who's really good for them just because I couldn't see that quality in them? So she's really looking kind of like she doesn't, kind of nonplussed. She's a little doesn't quite know what to do with herself.
I'll go over and whatever is the appropriate gesture of respect, whether that's a bow or a fist to the chest or what have you, and just say, thank you for the opportunity to prove myself. This was a deeply moving experience for me. I will remember this for the rest of my life. This is a milestone.
Marcher, I have to confess to you that I only agreed to the challenge because I thought you were certain to fail it, and that I would then have that as the excuse. But You thank me for an opportunity to prove yourself. And you have. I don't know how this meeting will turn out with the Akhenathi clan. But I will go into it with adjusted expectations. And for you at least, you are welcomed. And whether you consider yourself now part of our clan or not.
Maybe in the future it won't matter that much between the two of us.
Perhaps.
I mean, I was always a lot of a loner anyways. I wasn't exactly welcome over there either. So maybe the place between is where I belong. But
And she says maybe the place between is where our two clans meet.
I think that is right.
You've given me a lot to think about.
Can we send a message to my clan that you are ready to meet them and to set an actual place and time?
You may.
All right. And I go back to Mara and say, this time, send the message to Rahi. She will be much more, less likely to be disturbed by the experience.
All right. So I send a message to Rahi, and I say, hello, this is Mara. We have spoken with the Thun Lakalaga clan, and they have agreed to talk. We need a neutral space and time to meet. You can respond to this message.
Without having to come up with an imaginary name of a place, let's just say that there is a particular valley that is somewhat between the two locations that they had previously, in the time since the original concept, had scouted out an area that they thought might be suitable, and they suggest that that be the meeting point, at the brightest part of the day, 2 days hence.
Okay. And I relay all of this to Ogalai. And yeah. And I offer my healing services.
Yeah.
I am a healer, and if anyone has any ailments, I can do.
They actually do have. They say all of their Goliaths are healthy at the moment, but they have an Aarakocra guest who has been fighting off an infection after dealing with a broken wing, and
no.
but they said they've been able to bind it, but they're struggling to deal with the infection. But your magical healing will clear that right up.
This I can do. This I will do gladly.
All right, yeah. So we can we don't have to do all of that, but yeah.
And I boop.
Yeah, you boop. yes, and you make a new friend, which is Siki Kree the Aarakocra.
Excellent.
Who was trying to scout some of the mountains, but got brought down in a blizzard and found by the Goliaths. And so once all of that, important discussion has happened, Hiothi pulls you aside, Marcher, and just says, I feel like I should apologize for putting you on the spot like that, but I can't say that I'm sorry I did.
It's okay. It worked out in the end, and I'm glad I did it. And now we can be together. Well, that is, if my clan can be convinced similarly.
Well, like I told you before, what that is, all that is old magic that impresses the chieftain.
No, well, I see he points to, he does anybody notice the
Ali's
silver horns?
Ali's noticed, but has not wanted to say anything because you've been busy with lots of other things. He's kind of like flicking, humming, hunting, but you've been busy with a lot.
Coyote ought to notice.
Well, I was kind of getting around to that actually. So, but yeah, she just kind of says, and it's not that it's not real. It's just it's not that it doesn't mean anything, but it's not the only thing that matters. And that you have succeeded. I believed you could. And that I feel a little awkward having had you go through a test like that, but I'm just so happy that this is all working out. Did you your horns are different.
My horns?
Yes.
They feel they feel the same.
They're silver now.
Silver. It's the silver. Oh my. Has anybody got a mirror?
Wolf can show you an illusion of your own head with the new horns.
She
Minor illusion cantrip.
Kyothi kind of just leans in and is like, it can be intensely personal, what you see in there, but there was a moment where you stopped for a while, and
I believe that my friend Allah here, Dragonborn.
I will step forward at this point.
He is a follower of a god named Bahamut, the metallic dragons, the good dragons. And I have spoken with him several times about this because of my own dragon heritage. And I believe that Bahamut intervened in the tunnel to bring me through.
And has marked you as set for this.
And it looks like I'm on his side now.
That's the way I would interpret it.
well,
So-
if Bahamut helped you through, then I'm thankful to him as well. All right, so I think the mood in the clan is not really like celebratory exactly. Like it's not like everyone's having a big party because there's still a little bit of like we're gonna go do what with the other clan? Wait, what's happening? And this is all seems very strange. But that said, every one of the Goliaths here in the clan nods to you with respect, Marcher, and you are all welcomed here, even though there's still kind of like there's an air of uncertainty about what comes next, but you don't sense any hesitation that they trust you and respect you now, Marcher.
Good.
Any uncertainty is really not like you've proven yourself, but they're not sure about the rest of those. Sky Tower, Goliaths. Yeah. So, is everyone kind of just settling in and kind of planning to stay until it's time to go to the meeting?
After I'm done with healing up the Birdman, I do want to check on Rowan.
Okay.
So, I'll find time to just be like, Rowan, are
He kind of not starts, but he kind of looks up like he was lost in his thoughts. And yeah,
would you like to take a walk?
Uh, to be away from those two smooching, sure. I've had enough of imposed voyeurism.
Mm. Uh, what you saw, it is still affecting you, isn't it?
I'm not saying I'm a bad guy, but that's not things that I'm accustomed to. It was. I'm a hunter. I've killed things. I've tracked things. I even wanted to make friends with a mummy. But that was something on a whole different level. I mean, being shot by an assassin with a poisoned arrow didn't hurt anywhere near that much.
What did you see?
I don't really know how to put it into words. It's that thing was there, and it seemed to want me to destroy everything. And it made me feel like that would be the right thing to do. That I would enjoy doing that, and it doesn't make sense. Like I've been charmed before, but this again was something completely different from that. This was on a whole nother level. And to be honest, if deities or gods or demons can do this at a whim, this makes me question going against the Frostmaiden a bit.
I think that particular statue, totem, whatever it was specifically meant for that purpose. There are some statues, there are some artifacts that are made to make you go insane. Your bloodlust that you experienced, that is not you. You know that is not you.
Until that moment, I would have definitely bet on the side that you were absolutely correct. But the joy that was there felt real. I know it was in my head now that this is over, but the feelings are still there. Like they're lingering.
Do you remember what you told me to help me come out of my bloodlust? You are a protector. You protect those you hold dear. That joy, it is not real. It does not belong in your heart. What gives you joy?
Aiming center mass.
Aiming center mass. A good meal around the fire with your friends. Probably seeing your mother laugh.
Yeah, but speaking of my mother, let's not tell her I was kind of sort of consumed by true evil.
Why would I tell her that?
Yeah, we talk about adventures and things, but we'll just leave that out of this book.
She won't hear any of it from me.
That's good. And hopefully if Keothi can keep Marcher's mouth busy, he won't say anything either.
But remember who you are. And as you will remind me of who I am, I promise to remind you. Whenever this gets too loud or too overwhelming, I'll do my best to bring you back.
Thanks. I don't think there's many other people who could, or who would even know what that was like.
Hopefully, none of our friends ever will.
I hope not. Because Iggy's small, but Iggy looks kind of vicious. I think they might hurt me.
It's very possible. That Eldritch Blast is no joke.
I mean, more so though. They deal with a talking sword all the time. Like having thoughts. Like I'm playing with this worm, and that's one thing. I choose to do that.
Yeah,
But that sword
you
is
smooth
very
over
cool.
this slug pompadour you got.
It's very disturbing. You do realize that, yes?
Well, I got a new hood to wear.
Yeah. It's still very disturbing.
It's nifty. I mean, I wonder if I could style it.
I wonder if the pompadour has like little antenna on the outside that just kind of wiggle
That would
occasionally.
be awesome if like they had little diddly bobs on from under the hood.
That's canon now.
Yeah.
Great. So the next time
Tanner, let's go.
when they go into combat, Piccolo's gonna be up there with its head from underneath the hood with 2 eye stalks beside it.
Yeah.
A pickle with like a wing. Like a,
Nice.
Yes, he's right using the eye stalks to ride my head.
So try not to focus too much on this. You are not alone. You are not alone.
That's good. Now let's hope we don't let 2 clans kill themselves.
Would be nice.
Would be nice.
Do they have I'm trying to think. Christiana, do they have like a blacksmith or like a leather worker here?
In fact, they do. I was just going to go ahead and say, if you guys sort of settle in, I'll describe what the other stuff they've got here is. Yeah, so they do. This room that's kind of up to the northwest is the weaponsmith. The sound of metal hissing as it cools echoes through this warm 10-foot high chamber as a female Goliath submerges a glowing javelin head into a barrel of water. The anvil.
What'd you say?
Yeah, making a javelin. The anvil in the center of the cave is illuminated by the light of a burning forge against the west wall. Against the wall nearby are several tools and weapons. And that is operated by Wayani High Hunter Thunlakalaga. So she's got that going on. You've already met the crawl and the main hall. So then there's also the private caves, which are these little the smaller rooms over here to the east, and those are mostly like the high ups have their own rooms, and you all get to see the aforementioned pile as Keothi basically takes her share of the 50 gold and goes to there's a pile of treasure in one of those caves that has a whole bunch of stuff in it. It's not as much treasure as was in like the fortress or anything, but it's a fair amount of stuff. And she kind of dumps it in there, and she just says it's for trading. We don't use it here. And then the southernmost cave here is the feasting cave. 3 adult Goliaths are cooking meat over a rectangular fire pit in the middle of this 15-foot high cave, while a Goliath youth distributes ceramic bowls of food to other Goliaths sitting around the room on woolly rugs and furs. An elderly male taps a rhythmic beat on a large goatskin drum held between his knees. While he plays, a couple of Goliaths wrestle on the floor in front of him. Those seated near them occasionally move out of the way when the wrestlers roll too close. And so that's kind of all that's going on here. And then I think as you're getting the tour, you discover that this whole arena thing that's up in the northeast here is where they play goat ball.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And she says, maybe tomorrow, if we're not leaving for the meeting yet, we can play.
Sure, why not?
So, Rowan, you were looking for a weaponsmith? Did you?
Yes. Or well, Yeah, the weaponsmith or someone I could maybe potentially find who can who would sell maybe new bows or arrows or a poisoner kit, perhaps.
Oh,
Poisoner kit?
yeah. I don't think that she's going to have a poisoner kit, but I think she can get you a bow and some arrows. You want like a lot? What do you need? Like
Well, I still have a long bow. I was just
Okay.
seeing if they had any different ones or anything.
Oh no, I don't think they have any like special magic ones or anything like that. But you can certainly get more arrows.
Indeed. And now, would the hunters here have any, or scouts have any such poison? Maybe.
I think they don't really use it. So no, I mean you probably need to go to 10 towns for that.
Yeah. Then I can't. I've got the best armor I can wear currently.
I think at some point while you guys are hanging out, one of the other Goliaths here comes up to Marcher and just says, "There is a woman and some kobolds who have set up camp not far from here. Are they with you?
Yes. She's with us.
Why does she not come in?"
Some of the kobolds are dead.
You're
not
wrong, but Marcher, tact.
So,
I mean,
I know
does
he's
she
going to say
need-
that as if it's a joke.
Okay.
It's like, they smell funny, you know.
All right. Well,
And
I
he
suppose-
says it as if you can't tell whether he's joking or lying or truth or whatever. It's just like very flip and
well, I would suggest the dead ones stay outside, but if you vouch for her, she may enter.
all right. Mara, can you let her know that she's welcome to come inside if she wants?
Well, I mean,
I think
It's
she's not
close.
that far away. You don't necessarily
Yeah.
have to. Like,
Well,
Oh.
I can still do it. It's no problem.
well, okay.
What?
I was gonna say, well, if you mention Dwarf, he'll go out and say, and say that.
Sure.
Go
If you want to do it, go for it.
I mean, it's like with an eyesight, then it's not that far. So,
Okay.
so I
Saves
think
me a spell.
Yeah, Wilfred, as you're kind of marching out past the dragon skeleton, you briefly notice a Chewinga marching much slower than you, of course, because of the tiny little legs, but briefly sort of mimicking your trudging gait through the snow.
oh,
But you go out to let Valine know.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I think she gives you a little bit of a hesitation and just kind of says, "I suppose at this point they would be offended if I didn't come in."
They might question it, but I don't think they would be like offended to like violence. But
Oh well, might as well then. I suppose I could use a warm meal.
That's a spirit.
Yeah, so she directs the zombie kobolds to stay outside, but she brings the living ones, and the living ones are, basically they're on their best behavior,
yeah,
but they are basically stay sort of huddled together and look wide-eyed at everyone else as they're.
They need a trench coat.
Yeah.
well, there's only two of them.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah, the trench coat won't work unless it's 3.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
And maybe if they tried to be a dwarf.
No.
All right. So.
Bad idea. Bad idea.
All dwarf.
I think that we're going to have like about a day and a half here before it would be time to leave to go to this meeting. What does everybody get up to in that time?
Would at some point another test of strength like at the other thing happen?
Well, there's some
Sure.
wrestling,
Or
but what they mention
Test your
is that,
might.
like, if you are all interested, they would be if they would be happy to teach you how to play goat ball.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you play golf ball.
Marcher and Keothi are going hunting.
I will gladly watch.
No,
Watch
you
them
can't
go
watch.
The goat
No,
ball.
Watch the goat
no,
ball.
The
that's
goat
not
ball.
allowed.
The goat ball.
The golf ball, not the
okay,
hunting.
fine, yeah. that's
And I am a small person, and they are large, and I feel like this could end up with a lot of broken bones.
Well, so what you actually see, though, as they start to explain it, and there's not like full rules, you're basically going to be making like competing checks, right? But the gist of it is that it's actually more dexterity based than
Oh dear God!
and
Ali's gonna
so-
screw
because
this up
there's
badly.
basically a lot of like you don't necessarily have to hop between these pillars, but you can only hold the ball while standing on a pillar. And so there's a lot of like, you know, sometimes they'll try to jump from one to another or just climb down and then climb up on another one. But like if you're passing the ball around to someone, you can only pass it to someone who's standing on a pillar, and you have to throw it and they have to catch it there. And there's a lot of kind of wrestling with people because like if you can keep the other team from getting someone up on a pillar, then the person can't throw the ball. And if you tackle someone with the ball off the pillar, then
They're no longer on the pillar.
yeah,
How
exactly.
tall are these? How tall are the pillars?
They vary. They're 5 to 8 feet tall.
Huh.
In fact, actually, there is a piece of artwork that I will share with everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Me as in real life goat ball be like
Yeah.
would be no, but
Yeah. So here I shared this artwork if everyone can see it now.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love the fact that the one Goliath looks like she's trying to hit this other guy in the head with it, and he's
Yeah.
like, he's got the goalpost fingers.
Yeah.
It's like,
All right. So.
Oh gosh, that is awesome.
Yeah. So basically, the way goat ball works in terms of once they explain the rules, basically what happens is that hang on, let me find this again. Every player on each team makes either an athletics or acrobatics check, and then we add up the totals for the different teams. So who would play from your side?
although I think you're making the checks, Wilfred, because Ali's dexterity.
well, everybody makes.
Well, no, everyone makes their own check, and we add up the totals.
Yeah,
Well, then
not-
Ali realizes he's going to be bad at this, but since they don't like dragons here anyway, Ali getting beaten like a drum might actually be good for the party.
Well,
so.
no, you've got a good athletics score.
Not that great. Not that well. Athletics, yeah, but not good dexterity. So.
No, you
You pick athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, then actually, I might actually be decent at this.
All right.
Okay, never mind.
I definitely would not be, so I will cheer along from the sidelines. look for where the goat actually comes into play on this. 'Cause
Okay.
All is made.
I see a ball. I see a ball. I don't see a goat. Where's the goat?
Is there like
No,
a rim?
the ball is made from goat skin.
Is there like
It's
a
goat ball.
rim or something you have to get it into, or?
No, the rules are not explained in that level of detail.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
But yeah, so who? Once again, who's playing?
Each team has a designated goalie. They're not the goal defender; they are the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've got to bean the guy who's the goal
Yeah.
in order to get a point,
I've got a
I'll
decent.
try.
Yeah, I've got a decent athletics. Why
Sure.
not?
But I'm gonna take my scale mail armor off so that I don't have a disadvantage.
Yeah. All right. So
I think we have 4 of the seekers playing. And
okay.
one cheerleader.
I'm gonna suck at this.
So we don't have Marcher and Keothi there.
okay.
They went hunting.
Well, okay, but are they literally gone the whole time?
No, I suppose we could. I suppose we could be back for that. Yeah. All
right.
March will be part of it too.
Okay. No, Keothi's going to play on the other team.
Oh, great.
I look at Marcha. I think she's gunning for you.
So it's 5-on-5. If is my point is
Okay.
that
All right.
so So Iggy was not playing. Was that the call?
They weren't intending to play. If they need to play, then they will.
Well, so
can
it's
5-on-5
yeah,
still.
yeah,
Yeah.
We got enough players.
yeah. All right, so I am rolling the stats for the 5 Goliath warriors on the other team, and then I'm going to and then you all each roll your own. You know what? You guys just do your rolls first, and we'll find the total, and then I'll roll for the
Okay.
other side.
All right.
17.
Nice.
Nice.
17.
All
Or-
right.
9.
Well,
You have a +7.
I know. I know.
it could have been even lower.
David
Alright.
got a 16.
16? Okay. And then, who
4.
4. Okay. Well, so 17 plus 17 is 34, plus 9 is 43, plus 6?
4.
Or 4.
4.
Okay, I just lost my brain. It was
17, 16, 4, 9.
43 and 43 plus
Total sum is
47.
63.
Wait.
63?
Yeah, 17, 17, 16, 4, 9.
Right, the 16. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So 63. Good math.
Thank you, Excel.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. So now I'm rolling for them. I will say that just as an average, they have a higher modifier. But we'll see.
I know. I let us down with my +7.
Oh man. Okay. So they got a critical natural 20 for the first one, and then a natural 1. Okay. They actually. Let's see. So 26, 7, 9, 17, 7. 2 of them got natural 1s.
Okay, so
plus-
26,
26,
7,
7.
9, 17, 7.
Okay, and that's a
They
grand
they
total
beat us
of
by
66.
Oh. So the hometown team wins, but just barely.
We
It's a good fight.
Good showing.
we gave them a run for their money.
Yeah.
Well, you all did. I failed. I imagine Vara like trying to scramble up and then falling.
Yeah. So I think by the end of that, Keothi does come back over and is just like, it's a good thing you're good at other things.
No.
Well,
Oh my.
Well
but-
then.
But even
He's good at
still,
spells, and he's good at.
well, and in fact, you actually played pretty well, Marcher. So, she tells all of you, it's like, well, given that we play this all the time, and this is your first game, that's pretty good.
You guys probably took it a little easy on us.
She kind of looks over at the other players who are sort of heading back in, and she says, "I don't think they did."
well,
That's awesome.
Yeah. All
that
right.
was fun anyways.
After the meeting, if everything goes well, we can try again. Now that we know
No.
that.
Hey,
Just
wow.
We got a couple places we need to be after the meeting.
Yeah.
We'll suggest that
We
the
have a
Sky
weakness.
Towers send over a team.
Okay.
should we?
I
Yeah.
mean, go. How there be like a regular goat ball tournament?
It's a little bit of a sore spot, right?
Yeah, they used to, and remember what they told us about the whole thing.
Well, so bear in mind, I think at some point while you're here, you hear the Worm Doom version of that story. You guys want to hear it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, here, let's see. The Worm Doom Crag version of that story is that many summers ago, the children of Worm Doom challenged the children of Sky Tower to a game of goat ball. During the game, the ball tumbled near one of the griffins of Sky Tower. When one of our children tried to fetch the ball, the griffin went berserk and grievously wounded her. The game was called off. Hungry for more of the child's flesh, the griffin haunted Worm Doom for days. Our hunters were forced to kill it to protect the child. The two clans have been opposed ever since.
Yeah, so I don't think a goat ball game right now would,
Yeah. Well,
would be
I
ideal.
I as a player forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't. Not yet. Give it if we, if these parlays go well, maybe, but not right now.
I think everyone make an insight check, too.
I'm actually good at that.
Ooh,
Ha! 22.
got some good
15.
insight rolls there.
14?
Also 22.
Oh, I
Yeah.
cannot roll tonight.
Honestly, I think just Rowan and Mara got high enough to start to put together that just based on how long ago this seems to have happened, and a little bit of probing into what the injuries were, you think it might have been Chieftain Ogilai that was the
yeah.
girl
That's kind of what I was
in the
thinking.
story.
Oh.
So is there a good way to ask her about that?
Well, I guess the question would be, what do you hope to gain aside from the obvious potential risks that she might not want to talk about it?
Yeah, I don't think there's much. I don't think that's.
I mean, up to you. I'm not going to tell you no. I'm just saying it's like you. I would say think about it. She didn't
Rowan
volunteer
might
that
not
information.
ask. Rowan might not ask, but Mara doesn't know about boundaries. And she does wear those scars with lots of pride. Because she is a badass.
All right. Here's my question as a player.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to go to the meeting tonight, or do we want
Well-
to save that for another session?
What I was going to suggest actually is that the meeting is something that we're not going to like role play out the whole conversation.
Right.
So I think that what we're going to be doing is we're going to abstract it. There's going to be a few roles, and rather than have just the whole thing. So I was going to propose that we go ahead and do it tonight, but here's what I'm also going to say, just like briefly to delve into the meta here, is that there's going to be some roles, but the truth is you guys have done a lot of stuff to put your
Yeah.
thumbs on the scale, so to speak.
Yeah.
So so on that, all that considered, it's not like a guarantee, but you guys have
Yeah.
you've put in the legwork.
And I don't think any of us have any ulterior motive in humiliating one side or the other, or making one clan or the other dominant over the other,
Right.
or anything like that. So, aside from something like that, I don't.
Yeah.
I think we could probably montage the whole thing, actually.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. Is so that I think you end up from this side. Presumably, you have a similar sort of discussion with Ogilai about like how many people to bring with her, because this was the whole thing with Arn as well, right? So, assuming that
And
you're going to.
I'll offer to act as like a mediator, since one, I have really high insight, and two, I've got like this outside perception, so I can try to, like, if there seems to be a misunderstanding, like rephrase what people are saying in a way that might make sense.
Okay. Yeah, and so first of all, let's get a roll to try to persuade Ogilai that she doesn't need to bring a whole crew with her. So this can be a persuasion with advantage for whoever wants to make the check.
I think I should make it
Okay.
16.
16.
Yeah, I think that's enough that she ends up with a similar, like, she's going to bring 3 people with her. One is not a warrior, but like someone that she thinks has maybe the makings of a chieftain one day and thinks they should see it. So like 2 warriors and then a teenager. And so then you all kind of journey together to this meeting place. Both Ogilai and Arn are just they instantly kind of have their hackles up just seeing the other one, and there's a lot of stern growling and pacing back and forth that gradually transitions into angry shouting and airing of grievances. Would
use thaumaturgy to remind them why we're here.
Okay, well, what do you say? What are you reminding them of?
I will remind you that we are here for the common cause of ending this violence and hostility between the two.
Mm-hmm. So,
please sit.
Sure. How about a persuasion check?
You got it.
20.
Good.
Oh,
yeah. So, so I think what ends up is like as you kind of start explaining that, and is with that sort of tone, there becomes a little bit of a like. It's like it's embarrassing to be the one that's still yelling about that after that. You know what I mean? It's like you've somehow suddenly made the angry airing of grievances seem petty in a way that like makes them not want to keep doing that. Mm-hmm. They are you've started to make them a little bit competitive over who is being the adult responsible one here.
I'm more adult than you are.
So they end up, so they're not yelling back and forth at each other anymore, and they both kind of sit, but there's a lot of just kind of angry staring, and, they've kind of stopped, with the aggression, but it's almost more of like a Cold War now, where they're just kind of like, they're both sort of just staring at the other, not seeing how this could be, like, it's one thing to say, okay, I'm not yelling why I'm mad anymore. They know why. They know what they did. So I'm not going to be the one to, like, what are we even agreeing to here? So that's kind of where they're stuck right now.
So the thing that Mara would do would be to restate the grievances as calmly as possible in different terms, and then question, now that these misunderstandings have been heard by both parties, can we agree on a way to move forward?
Go ahead and make an insight check for each of them.
That's a nat 20.
Nice.
On that first one, and
a nat 1 on the other. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I think what happens is, with one, you're kind of explaining the other side's perspective to let's say, to Ogalai, and you see her kind of like giving that some thought, but I think you just crucially accidentally misread what one of the Arn's complaints was about, and you end up stating it in a way like that to his ears. You're saying it was just stupid to be mad about that.
Ah, okay.
And so he starts to get a little like he's looking like he's getting angry again. But Ogalai, she is seeing that and takes the opportunity to call over to like one of her people to like bring in some like refreshment, and then she kind of pauses. Bring enough for two. And he's looking like he's about to get up and stomp off, but then she just says, Arn, have some tea. It's like, not going to tell me to have tea. If you're going to offer me tea. If you offer me tea, I guess I'll have tea. Arn, Rockfist, would you please have tea with me? Fine. Is that so hard? And then I think from there, it's a little better. It starts better after that, and you start getting to the point where like it's just exhausting trying to relitigate all of these other different things, and it really just starts feeling like let's just move forward. What does that look like? And so they're at a point now where they're starting to focus not on what did the other tribe do to us, but like what are we agreeing on here? Like what is the plan? What are we hoping to accomplish? And so that's where I would put it to all of you again to say, like, what is it that what is your advice to the clans? What are you proposing that a united clans of Goliaths would be for, or
Cooperation.
what they should do?
Cooperation.
Strength.
Well, but to do what?
Well, for the first thing would be to, if one side has a bad hunt and the other side has got extra, then, share food if it's needed.
Okay.
If one side has got a really good blacksmith and the other side's got griffins or what have you, maybe
An exchange of knowledge and resources.
yeah.
And a unified tribe of Goliaths could go and help with the rebuilding of tin towns and make the tin chieftain of the tin towns indebted to them, because being Goliaths, they're bigger, stronger.
They can help rebuild.
Yeah, they could do this far more efficiently.
There's a limited number of us and a whole bunch of them. I'm not sure it would make that much difference, but it would be a good display.
And there is strength in numbers.
Yes, and if the dragon had consumed all of Tin Towns, there's no telling if it would have been turned on the Goliaths next, or what would have happened if the Duergar had have taken over Tin Towns.
All right. So who wants to make that persuasion check with advantage? Because you're all kind of helping.
Not this guy.
I can do it.
Okay.
Guys are cold today.
Hey!
All right.
Bazinga.
So it ends up going well into the evening after all of this talking. It's honestly pretty cold. Like they've brought in and they kind of set up a fire by where, Arn and Ogilai are actually talking. But, everyone else is kind of like, it gets to the point where they're talking just now about like logistics, and everyone else is starting to go like, okay, what is this now? Are we done? What is this? And so it's kind of starting to feel a little bit uncertain. But then they both stand up, they shake hands, and then they kind of turn back to everyone and just say, "It's done." Yay!
Wolfert's going to turn away from this thing where he's going to set up the dome. But good.
And and so Ogilai goes to you, Marcher, and just says, "I never would have imagined this. This is something that has been a painful part of my life since I was a child. She takes off her fancy fur cloak, and she gives it to you.
I am. I am honored. And he takes it, and it's a little too big for him.
And as you hold it, there is definitely sort of like there's something to it. It's not just a fur cloak. That you feel that there's sort of a tingling in your fingers as you hold it. And she says, "See that it is used for the good of Icewind Dale."
I will do that. The woman who raised me, I call her my mother, Rahi Skydreamer. Maybe you've heard of her. She says that under anger is almost always pain. And if someone is angry with you, the pain is what you look for. I'm glad that we were able to find the pain under your anger.
I don't think it's gone,
No, it probably never will be.
but I can accept that. I can accept a scar instead of a wound.
Yes.
If Mara is still there, she would say, sometimes you have to clean the wound first before it will heal.
I think you're right. Yeah, and then at some point, after that whole thing happens, Arn comes over and pounds you on a little too hard on the shoulder, Marcher, and just says, "Gonna let the chieftain of the other tribe show me up by giving you a fancy cloak?"
Well, I mean, you don't owe me anything.
I didn't think this was possible. But you know what? Rahi said you had a destiny. That seems weird to me. You know that.
Yeah, yeah, she's right, right.
But, yeah. She mentioned something about maybe using the griffins. I think we owe you that at least.
I accept.
We need them back.
We will absolutely send them back. Send one of your, send, and he names one of the people who's really good with griffins.
Mm-hmm.
Send him along with us to take care of them if we need to leave them somewhere.
We'll figure that out. But in the meantime, you all level up! Yay!
Yay!
I don't have enough strength to take a level in Paladin, which I am very, very sorry not to, because Paladin Sorcerer is a strong multi-class.
Mm-hmm.
I am
like
seriously thinking about a level of Cleric.
That would be appropriate for you to go Paladin or Cleric.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, we can maybe talk about that a little bit if we want to figure out how that would need to work. Like, I'm not opposed to figuring out a way to do that if we need to. But we'll figure that out. I think that's a cool idea. So we will next time be able to deal with actually traveling to the the place,
the island.
Yeah.
To the
Hang
place
on.
with the stuff.
And then the cloak that Ogalai gave you is a cloak of protection.
Okay.
Which is +1 to AC and all saving throws. Does require attunement. All right, well done.
Yay!
Yay. So thank you, everybody, for listening or watching. We will be back next week as the party prepares to finally, perhaps, travel to the realm of the Ice Maiden herself. And so, in the meantime, have fun. Do good,
Frosty.
cool stuff. We'll see you next week for more adventure on so many levels.
Yay!
Whoops! I did